Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how that this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. You do. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help how that this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. We've been dancing all night long, right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now, but I'm done waiting, done wasting my time. That the sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how that this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. You do. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help how that this sweet talk.
So in my opinion, Malaysia versus Thailand doesn't get bigger than this.
Selamat datang ke Liga Super VPG Malaysia bersama
في مال برياح غاب جمال غاب وسيم
Hello guys and welcome to the official Virtual Pro Gaming live stream, and today we are going through the first ever FIFA 21 VPG ePro draft. If you don't know what that is, basically there's 176 players taking part in tonight's draft, 16 teams of 11 in each one, and obviously it's going to start off with a group stage. As you can see on the screen right now, there's 4 teams in each group. They play each team once and then it will go into a knockout stage straight after. So if you're wondering what the schedule is for tonight, the group stage will start at 8 PM UK time. So the first game is at 8 PM. Second game is at 8:30, and the third and last game of the group stage is at 9 PM. So now obviously the top 2 teams go through to the knockout stages. So obviously if you finish in the first place, you're playing number 2 from another group. So if you do finish in that top spot, you will not play another team who finishes top, which makes it fair. So for example, if you come in top place for group number 1, you play second place in group number 2, and if you come in top in group number 2, you play second place in group number 1, and that's the same for group 3 and group 4. So 8 teams will go through to the knockout stages. So obviously there's going to be 3 rounds there, which will be at 9:30, 10, and we're looking at the final around 10:30 UK time, possibly a little bit earlier. It depends how everything goes smoothly tonight. Obviously, if you're wondering what happens if a player drops out last minute, we've had a few just before, and obviously before the stream started, I've literally got someone in to take their place and fix the designs. But if it happens, if the captains say to me, look, we're missing a player, we do have a waiting list. So if you are missing one, let us know and we can get someone on that waiting list to come and take their spot. So let's get things started for the live draft. How it's going to work is we'll come back to the ePro draft for the team versus team group stage later. So firstly, obviously, you want to know which teams you are in. So I'm going to go through every single captain and the reasons why they were chosen, which I'll explain now. Obviously, you are filled in a form to take part in the draft. The first 16 captains that filled in the form and wanted captaincy, we were fair and give it to them. Same for positions. We're lucky this time around because obviously everyone who submitted the form chose 3 positions. So whatever you put on the form, you will be playing one of the positions you put down. So it's kind of good that everyone's playing in the position they wanted. So how it's going to be, here's the captain. Starting off from captain number 1, we have Team Scott. So we've put all formations with the 3-5-2, as you can see on the screen. As you can see, Scott plays left mid, so he's not going to get another left mid in his team. He's going to get a right mid. So that's how it's going to work. So Team Scott, we have Team Curtis. Curtis is a centre back. We have Team Gaza. Gaza is a striker. We have Team Jake. Jake's also a striker. We have Team Nelly Machiavelli. He's a left mid. He's a winger. He plays for SAF. Team Davide. He plays for Mermaids and he's another striker. We've got Team Joseph, he's a winger as well. We've got Team Mike, who's a striker. Team RVP, I think he did change his gamer tag, but obviously I have to go down on what he put in the form. So it's RVP for that team. Team Hash, you probably recognise the name, used to be Rotherham, but now he's with SAF. He's a part of the management team there. He's attack mid for his team. We've got Team Nathan, fantastic player for Momentum Esports, playing in striker for his one. We've got Team Brandon, who's a goalkeeper for Fleetwood Town for that team. We've got Team Coppers, who's also a goalkeeper. Team Scottish, he's a striker for his team. Team Habib, who was Southend, but he's stepping down end of the season. He was a CDM. And we have Team Bus Pass. I'm not going to ask about that name, but yeah, Team Bus Pass, and he plays for Tranmere. So they're the 16 teams, and I'm going to show you how the the draw is going to work. So we have this live draw here, guys, as you can see on the screen. You can't see all because I've zoomed in to the live draw. We've got players in different sections. So we've got the goalkeeper, centre back, CDMs, wingers, cams, and strikers. So we're going to go between each team and choose the positions that they need. And yeah, it's all split out, split up into categories. And we also have the team one at the end, so when we can do the random draw for the teams. So first, guys, let's get the draw started, because obviously you've probably got things to do and you want to see what teams you got and stuff like that. So let's get it started. So firstly, we're going to go to Team Scott. And yeah, so we're going to start off with the goalkeepers. We're going to get all the goalkeepers done first for all 16 teams, and then we'll move on to each position. Let me take a look at the live chat so I can respond to you guys as well. Is my voice okay? Can you all hear properly? Sometimes people say my voice is too low, so just let me know. Oh, this one still. This goes live off potato. Huh? Let me know if the stream's okay. Just double check before I get the live draw underway. Okay, perfect. I've got the all clear, it's all good. Perfect. Okay, so how it's going to work is we're going to do all the goalkeepers first. So we'll start off with the draw. Okay, so I'm going to click on the goalkeepers, which is at the top. So this is how it works. If I click spin, all the goalkeepers go into this little area here. So all I need to do is tap on the screen, and it's literally a random select of all the goalkeepers that have been chosen into the live draft. So let's get the first one underway. So this one is for Team Scott, which is the goalkeeper for this one. So let's go. Let's see which goalkeeper Team Scott is going to have. So Team Scott, they have Halavis. Now he is a fantastic keeper, to be fair. I think Scott will be happy with that one, especially with the level he's playing at. Halavis actually plays for Salford, but he's played for many of the top teams in the Premier as well. So Halavis there goes straight into Team Scott's position, which is fantastic. First pick of the day for Scott there, and he's got Halavis. Now let's move on to Team Curtis, and let's take a look at the live draw and choose another goalkeeper out of this one. And this one is Siobhan Peplow. Now she's an admin as well, and a fantastic goalkeeper. And this one has gone into Team Curtis. Both of them are admins actually. So Curtis, you've got Siobhan as your goalkeeper. I do have to apologise. Obviously, there's 176 players, and if I am slow getting it done, I do apologise. Right, here we go. 1 second. Goalkeepers. There we go. Got the right one. So Siobhan plays for, I think it's Equalizers, and obviously Curtis plays for Motion. I don't get what the joke is, guys, in the comments. Madness. Right, anyway, let's move on to Team Gaza. Let's go back into the live draw. I'll try to get this done for you guys as quickly as possible. Okay, for the next keeper for Team Gaza, and we have Weidenbaum. I'm not very familiar with that name. If you do know who it is, please let me know in the comment section. Weidenbaum. I think he plays, let's see, the club he plays for is, let's take a look at United Rising. I think some of you have heard of them. They're quite a big name, working up the ranks as well. Yeah, I mean, if the players are in the stream and you're wondering how to contact your manager, then yeah, I'll add chats for you all later on. So obviously to make it a bit more organised, so you're not adding each other last minute. So I'll add you all into chats with the manager. Peps, my bad. Okay, moving on to the next captain, we've got Team Jake. And yeah, Let's choose another goalkeeper out of this one. Let's see who Jake has as his goalkeeper. And he has X McGrath 17. So team Jake has X McGrath. Let's take a look at who he plays for. I do have logos on every single player. Now that one's a bit too small. I can't really recognize that one. But McGrath, if you are in the comment section, let us know what team you play for. But yeah, Dalton's in it as well. I can see him in the comment section. Perfect. Let's move on to the next team. We've got team Nelly Machiavelli, plays for SAF as well. Fantastic player. So let's do the draw for his goalkeeper. Let's see what goalkeeper Nelly's going to have. And he has Mayhem Marsbar. Crazy name, but that's Nelly's goalkeeper, Mayhem Marsbar. Let's take a look at what team he plays for, if I can see. It looks like he plays for... Oh, I don't know that logo. If anyone knows that logo, let me know. But it's a bit too small for my eyes there. Mayhem Marsbar for team Nelly. Okay, moving across to the next captain. We have team Davide, who plays for Real Mermaids. He's the captain for this one. So let's take a look to see which goalkeeper he will have. Not many goalkeepers left. Obviously, there's only 16. Yeah, I know, Shay. Yeah, so for this one, oh, sorry guys, I did pick it out, but I forgot to turn the screen on. ESD Marshall for team Davide. ESD Marshall. So ESD Marshall, let's see who he plays for. It looks like Fox's Esports. So Davide, you've got ESD Marshall, a player for Fox's Esports. Now let's move across into the next captain. Now I know that we do have a few goalkeepers as captains. We have Brandon and Coppers. So those won't have any draws for the goalkeeper because they're goalkeeper themselves. So we'll move on to another position afterwards. So for team Joseph, let's take a look at what goalkeeper will give you in this live draw now. So we'll do the lucky draw again. Let's take a look to see which keeper he will get. Now that's his PSN. I've just literally copied and pasted from people's PSNs. I didn't spell it wrong. X4 Dash, fantastic keeper. So X4 Dash will be the keeper for, what team did I say here? My Brandon, Team Nathan, not Team Hash. Is it? No, we've just done Davide. Is it Joseph? Yeah, I think it was Joseph, wasn't it? Right, my mind's gone already. Yeah, Team Joseph. So for the keeper of Team Joseph, we have X4. So let's put him in now. X4, fantastic keeper. Been around for quite a while as well. You guys probably know him. Player for Elevate, if you've heard of them. Captain Jake. He's obviously stepped down a few times, but obviously nothing you can do with there. But yeah, Team Joseph has got Foy as his first goalkeeper for Elevate. Moving across to the other captains, we have Team Mike. Now Mike's a striker for, I do know the name, Malden Esports. Let's take a look at the next keeper for him, who he'll have. Let's take a look now. Let's get this done quickly for you guys. It's Killian SRFC. Killian SRFC. Let's take a look to see who he plays for. Killian SRFC. Oh, Killian's actually a player for QPR Esports. I haven't heard of the name before, but yeah, he's a player for Mo Chowdhury. He's the captain for QPR Esports. I mean, to be fair, Esports Williams, I was supposed to have 3 people joining me, and as soon as the stream's about to start, literally they all went missing. So it's all done by myself now. I'll check Facebook to see if they did want to come on. Yeah, we should let Shay come and do the commentary, but there'd be too much swearing. How's the quality for you guys? Is the quality okay? Let me just double check. I'll check Facebook to see if they did. Yeah, it looks okay for me. Just let me know if it's okay for you guys. Okay. Now, cause I just checked on Facebook and someone said I can't cast. Okay, cool. Right, let's move across. Obviously, for Mike's goalkeeper in the draw is Killian SRFC for QPR Esports. Let's move across to the next keeper. We have Team RVP. I think he does have a new PSN, but let's take a look to see which keeper he will get. So Team RVP. Let's go across to this. Not many spots left now for goalkeepers. I think there's 5 goalkeepers left. And this one's Broski. Now he is an admin as well. I think he's the admin of the late night. Fantastic keeper. And he'll be going straight into Team RVP. And that is Broski. Let's take a look to see what team Broski plays for. Now that logo is a bit... Don't have a clue what that is. But yeah, goalkeeper Broski. Now it won't take forever. Once I've got the hang of it, I'll do it quite quick, to be fair. So the next one we have Team Hash. Hash is a player for SAF. So let's take a look to see which keeper he has. I'll try to get it done quick now. So for Team Hash, he has Hadji Kolef. Now he's a fantastic keeper as well. If you're not Hash, if you are watching this and you don't know who that is, he plays for Salford. He plays for me as well. He's a good shot stopper. Just tell him where he needs to kick the ball because he will just whack it up. But apart from that, he's fantastic. You'd probably be happy with that one, to be fair. So for Team Hash, he's got Hadji Kolef for Salford. Now moving across to Team Nathan for Momentum, striker for them. Let's take a look to see who will get in goal. So moving across to the live screen now. Not many goalkeepers left. And the Chrome Father. Fantastic keeper. And he'll be going into Team Nathan. I think Nathan will be happy with that one. I think they know each other, to be fair. So yeah, that one's the Chrome Father for Team Nathan. Okay, yeah, so they're in the same team. How lucky is that? No way. Chrome Father and Nathan are actually in the same team. Madness. Okay, moving across to the next captain, we have Team Brandon. But as he is a goalkeeper already, we're not going to do a goalkeeper in this draw for him. But obviously he'll get, when we go round, we'll get round to Brandon on the next one. Say for example, we'll do centre-backs. We'll do 2 at once for him once we get back to him. But as he's already a goalkeeper and we're doing the goalkeepers right now, and then yeah, we're not going to do Brandon. Let's move across to the next captain. We have Coppers. He's a goalkeeper as well, so we're not going to put him into it. So we'll move across to the next captain, which is Team Scottish. So let's move across to the live draw. Let's take a look to see which goalkeeper Scottish will have. And we have GK Merck. So GK Merck for Team Scottish. So that's that one. He's a player for Fleetwood Town. Now let's move across to the next captain. We have Team Habib, who is a CDM for Southend United. Now let's take a look to see who he will get in goalkeeper. Our spin is quite quick now for you guys. Yeah, it'll be done before 8, maybe 7:30. So we've got Dill SUFC. Here we're going straight into Team Habib. Dill. SUFC 02. Let's take a look to see if Dill has a team. I think this one is Rush Hour. I think esports Rush Hour. Dill _ SUFC. I'm moving across to the last captain and all the goalkeeper picks. And we have Team Bus Pass. Now let's take a look to see who he will get. So obviously there's only one more. So if you're a goalkeeper and you haven't been called out, your name's obviously due now. So let's take a look. One ball left in, as you can see on the screen. Let's take a look to see who it is. And it's #Jordan. #Jordan. So let's put him in the team for Team Bus Pass. #Jordan. So that is all the goalkeepers officially done now. So no more goalkeepers in this one. #Jordan. Let's take a look at who he plays for. If he doesn't have a logo, that means he is a free agent. As you can see on his name tag, he's got no logo, so he's a free agent in the VPG. This is not a pre-recording. This is actually live now. So obviously, if it was a pre-recording, I won't be able to say this. But yeah, it's live now. But yeah, Paul or Alfie, if you are watching, once we get to around the quarter point, we'll have a 2-minute break and I'll get you guys in, because obviously you're supposed to get in it with me now. Yes, McGrath, you have been picked. So let's take a look to see which team you have been put in. Let's take a look, McGrath. Okay, so McGrath, you have been put into Team Jake. Jake's the place for Bradford City, so you're in his team. Okay, guys, now let's move across into the live straw. We've just done all the goalkeepers, so I'm just going to go back now because all the goalkeepers are done. So now, obviously, we've got centre-backs, CDMs, wingers, cams, and strikers. So there is a lot of centre-backs in this one, considering all formations are 3-5-2. That's how we based it on the numbers who have entered into the draft. Captains, obviously, if you want to change the formation last minute, that's completely up to you. But obviously, it's up to you if you want people playing out of position. So ask people first, make sure they're okay with it. But if you can stick to 3-5-2, great. If it's not working, then yeah, you can change it. Okay, guys, now let's move across into the centre backs to make it fair. We're going to do the centre. Oh, great, an ad. So let's do the centre backs. God, these crazy apps with the ads. Okay, so we've got all the centre backs in here, apart from obviously the captains. So Curtis is a centre back. He won't be in this draw because obviously he can't be pulled out himself. So there's a lot of centre backs in this one. So let's get through this one. So let's move across into Team Scott. Maybe it would be easier. It's up to you guys if you want me to do one team at a time. So do all the centre backs for Team Scott, do all the centre backs for Team Curtis, or the centre backs for Team Gaza. We can do it that way if you want. If you think it'd probably be easier, just let me know in the comment section now. I'll give you guys 30 seconds to comment. If you think it's easier that way, if you want me to do all the centre backs for one team at a time, or do you want me to take it in turns, one centre back for each team? Let me know, guys, in the comment section. I'll give you a minute.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how
Okay, guys, I've just read a few comments. You want me to do it all at once, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to do Team Scott first. We're going to pick out 3 centre backs straight away for Team Scott. So let's do that now. So let's we'll go back to the live draw. And for Team Scott, we're going to do 3 picks. I'm going to write them down and get them done a bit quicker for you guys. So let's get them done now. So for Team Scott, let's take a look at the 3 centre backs that are going to come out for him. Calm down, Niall, man. Okay, so for Team Scott, he's got Als 027. I'm not sure what team he plays for. I'll find out shortly. So that is the first one for Team Scott. Now let's pick another 2 that goes into Team Scott. Let's take a look. So Scott's second centre back is Adrian. And Scott's third centre back Shinden MT. I know him, fantastic centre back to be fair. Plays for some top teams in Malta. So that's Scott's 3 centre backs. Let me add them onto his team now. So for his first centre back was Als. Let's take a look and see what team he plays for. Als plays for ATB. Now for his second centre back was, let's take a look, Adrian. Let's see what team he plays for. He might be a free agent. It doesn't look like it. Adrian HSV Hajduk, Premier side, German, I think it is. And his third centre back, his right centre back is, let's take a look, Shinden MT. To be fair, if I was Scott, I'd be happy with that one, to be fair. Shinden MT is a player for Valletta, which is probably the best team in Malta. Manager Sean Dimek, fantastic team there. So if I was Scott, I would be happy with the defensive line and the goalkeeper, to be fair. Als for ATB, Adrian for HSV Hajduk, and Shinden MT for Valletta. Okay, let's move across into the next team, which is Team Curtis. So let's move across to the live draw. Obviously Curtis is a centre back himself, so we're only going to pick 2 centre backs for Curtis in this one. So let's move across to this one now. Let's pick the 2 centre backs at random. So the first centre back for Team Curtis is, I don't know how to pronounce that, Dima. That's all we're going to say here. So Dima. And the second centre back is, obviously the manager is, the captain is a centre back, so I guess he can control his back line, so it shouldn't be too bad. But let's take a look at his last one. He's getting VPG Declan Rice. So that's the 2 centre backs going into his team, and that is Team Curtis. So obviously Curtis for motion is a centre back. His middle centre back, obviously can change it if they wants to get into their teams later on, is Dima Vankovic. Let's take a look at what team he plays for. He plays for Ikovi, which I think is Czech Republic. And his right centre back is VPG Declan Rice. Now obviously he can't be a free agent with that name, but let's take a look. VPG Declan Rice. Found him. Let's see what team he plays for. Esports Rush Hour as well. So for Team Curtis, he's got, I'm just going to say Pep because I got told off last time. For equalizers, Curtis for motion, Dima for Ikovi, and Declan Rice for Rush Hour. So that is Team Curtis's team at the minute. Okay, guys, let's move across into Team Gaza. Now he's a striker for Esports Foxes. Now let's take a look at the 3 centre backs he will be getting. So this one's for Team Gaza. Let's take a look at the centre backs he'll be going for. So this is all random. We're going to choose 3, and these 3 centre backs will be going straight into his team. Trim. Trim, if anyone gets you, please do not do keepy-ups at centre back, bro. Or whatever position you put. Last time you played for me, you did keepy-ups. And I don't know what you were doing, bro. It was funny. But, yeah. Okay, let's choose the 3 centre backs for Gaza's team. So the first one is SFC Bishop, fantastic defender there. Manager for Plymouth Argyle, SFC Bishop 98. So that's the first centre back for Gaza. Let's move across into the second one. Mark H9. I think that might be a German, top German player. And the last defender, last centre back for Team Gaza is K Lambo 98. Okay, let's put them on Gaza's team sheet. So Gaza, for his first centre back, was SFC Bishop. And his middle centre back was Mark H9. Let's take a look at who these play for afterwards. And right centre back was K Lambo 98. Okay, Lambo, he does play for my team, Salford. He's pretty decent, to be fair. So that's the 3 centre backs for Team Gaza. We've got SFC Bishop, manager for Plymouth Argyle, Mark H9. I don't think he's German. I think that's a French team by the looks of the logo. And K Lambo, player for Salford. So that's the back line and the goalkeeper for Team Gaza. Now let's move on across into the next manager. We have Team Jake. So Team Jake, he has ex-McGrath in goalkeeper currently, and Jake start up front for his team. Let's take a look at the 3 centre backs he'll get for Team Jake. So let's do this at random. The next 3 goes into Jake's team. So for the first centre back, we have Scotland. For the second centre back, we have Coney. That's how you pronounce it. If not, I do apologise. Too many O's and E's next to each other there. And the third centre back we have. Now Trim's a good guy. Just doesn't need to mess about on FIFA though. Esports Puyal. That name's familiar. So let's put these 3 centre backs on Jake's team. So his first centre back was Scotland. We'll take a look at the clubs they play for in a second. The middle centre back, or the second centre back, is Corini. Don't know how to pronounce it. That's why people have these usernames just for me. And the third and last centre back for Team Jake is Esports Puyal. Okay, so obviously Scotland plays for St Anthony's Esports. Middle centre back Crony plays for ATB, and Esports Puyal, he is a free agent at the minute. I'm not sure what team he played for last season or whatever, but yeah, there's no logo, so that means the free agent. Okay, so let's move across into the next captain. We have Team Nelly Machiavelli. He's a player for SAF. He's got Mayhem Marsbar currently in goal for him. But let's take a look to see who he's going to get as the 3 centre backs. So the next 3 centre backs we pull out of the live draw will be players for Team Nelly. So for the first centre back we have Avitinho. Most of you know this guy's name. If it wasn't for him, pro clubs competitions won't be around. I think he was the first ever person to create a pro clubs league. Now this was years ago. I think, let me try and remember the name, AVPL I think it was back in the day. But yeah, credit to Avit. He's still going. His team's strong as well, and he's a great player, so that's a good pick there. especially for Nelly Avitinho in centre back. Now let's move across into his second centre back. So the second centre back for Nelly is Ben-Hur. That's another good pick, to be fair. Ben-Hur, he is the manager for esports, the Reds. I think obviously they folded in this season, but they have been around for 6 consecutive seasons in a row. Very well-known player, plays in the Premier North or South tier, so he's a good player. A good pick that for Nelly. And the third and last centre-back for Team Nelly is Chris Devine, 1967. Not sure who that is, but I'm going to go check now. So for the 3 centre-backs for Team Nelly, so the first one is Avitinho. If I'm not looking, his team is called Frivolous. And for the second centre-back, we have Ben-Hur. He plays for esports, the Reds. And the third centre-back, we have Chris Devine. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for, or unless he is a free agent. We'll find out now. Okay, so Chris Devine plays for Atletico Rovers. I think that's the logo for that one. I could be wrong. If I am, I do apologise, but it looks like it. So 3 centre-backs, Avitinho for Frivolous, Ben-Hur for esports, the Reds, and Chris Devine for Atletico Rovers. Okay, guys, let's move across to Team Davide. Let's take a look at what 3 centre-backs he will get. Hope this is probably getting through it a little bit quicker, to be fair. So, good choice in the comments before. So Team Davide, let's go across to the live section. Let's pick out 3 more centre-backs for Team Davide. So for the first centre-back, we have Fudson09. That name is familiar. I think he plays for, I think it's Elevate or something like that. I could be wrong. We'll check shortly. So that's the first centre-back. Very good pick, to be fair. Second centre-back for Davide is Vlok GXD. And for the third centre-back and the last centre-back for Team Davide is Migi77. Okay, let's put these on to his team sheet for Team Davide. Let's put them on now. So for the left centre-back, we have Fudson09. Okay, it wasn't Elevate. I do apologise, Fudson. He plays for Lillestrøm SK, who's an esports premier team. Probably one of the best teams in their country, to be fair. Middle centre-back is Vlok. So let's take a look to see what team he plays for. Vlok GXD. He plays for ATB Esports. And for the third centre-back, this one is Migi77. Name's familiar, but let me take a look to see who he plays for. Okay, he plays for Vittoriosa in Malta. So for the 3 centre-backs for Team Davide, we have Fudson for Lillestrøm SK, Vlok plays for ATB, and Migi77, a player for Vittoriosa. Okay, let's move across to Team Joseph. So we're going to get the 3 centre-backs for him. Let's move across to the live draw now. Let's get them pulled out quickly. I mean, obviously this live draw will probably go on, I reckon, for another 30 to 40 minutes. I think we can get it done by, to be fair. So first centre-back for Joseph, we have Mills Season. Second centre-back, we have... Let's take a look. King Jenko. And for the third centre-back for Team Joseph, we have disciple of Momo. That's up to you, Scott. I mean, obviously you're the captain for your team, so obviously you can talk to your players later and choose what positions to go. Obviously, I'm just giving you what they put on the sheet, and obviously you can go from there and talk to all your players later on. So for the three centre backs, we have. Let's go back to Team Joseph. So for the first centre back, we have Mills Season. So Mills Season is a player for, that logo's familiar, I can't recognise it right now. But Mills, if you're in the channel and in the chat, let us know what team you do play for. I do apologise, I can't see that logo too much. For the second centre back is King Jenko. That name's familiar as well. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. So King Jenko, oh, damn, don't know that logo either. And for the right centre back is Disciple of Momo. Let's take a look to see if I recognise the team you play for. Okay, St. Anthony's. Okay, so for Team Joseph, we've got X4 for Elevate, Mills Season for centre back, King Jenko, and Disciple of Momo for St. Anthony's. So that's the three centre backs for Team Joseph. Now let's move across into Team Mike. And let's go back to the live draw to see what three centre backs he will get for his team. So this one is for Team Mike. Do remember, if someone doesn't show for your draw, for your obviously draft later on, then obviously we've got a waiting list to replace those players with. So Lee Jacko Dash. That's the first pick for the centre back for Team Mike. The second centre back. Obviously, guys, centre backs do go on a while. Don't forget, there's 3 of them every single team. So obviously, once we've got the centre backs, it'll go quite faster. Second centre back is Ulster Phil. And for the third centre back for Team Mike is X Danster. I'm just wondering to see which captain will have the opportunity to play with me and Cam. That'd be a good opportunity for that manager to be shouted at. Okay, so the 3 centre backs for Team Mike. Let's put them onto his team sheet now. So the first centre back was Lee Jacko. That name's familiar. I think he's a Premier player. Lee Jacko. Let's take a look. So Lee Jacko. Okay, yeah. Lee Jacko plays for SAF. The middle centre back plays for Ulster Phil. That name's familiar as well. I think it's Underdogs. Let's take a look. Okay, it's Domination. It looks like that logo is. And right centre back. So the third centre back on this one is X Danster. Let's take a look to see who this one is. So X Danster. Let's see who he plays for. If he doesn't have a logo, he's a free agent. Okay, X Danster plays for QPR. So that's actually quite a decent pick to fair. Obviously, Killian and Danster play with each other. That sounded wrong. Play with each other, obviously, every game day. Obviously, both being in the same team for QPR Esports. Lee Jacko for SAF and Ulster Phil for Domination. And Mike Mitchell, the captain player for Malden. So that's quite a good team so far. Team RVP we're going on to next. So let's take a look to see what 3 centre-backs he's going to have now. So the next 3 centre-backs we pick out are for Team RVP. So for the first one is Rax5669. The second centre-back is Arcane87. What a baller he is. Don't get on the wrong side of him because he will shout at you if you do bad. Good manager as well. Manager for Shrewsbury Town. Fantastic guy. And the third centre back is Oliver Claret. So that's the 3 centre-backs for Team RVP. Now let's put them onto RVP's team sheet. So for the first centre-back for RVP, we had, is it Rax? I think it was Rax. Let's find him. I found him, Rax 5669. Let's see who he plays for. Ooh, don't know that logo. Middle centre-back, we have Arcane, which is the manager for Shrewsbury Town Esports. He'll control that back line anyway. And for the right centre-back, we have Oliver Claret. He is a player 4. Let's take a look. $11 souls. I was going to say elevate then. It looks similar, but yeah, 11 souls. So yeah, 3 centre-backs, Rax, 566 and 9, Arcane and Oliver Claret for Team RVP. Moving across into Team Hash. So he's got quite a good team so far, Hash and Hadji Kolaf. Let's take a look to see what 3 centre-backs Hash is going to get. So we're going to go over to the live virtual system now. So the next 3 centre-backs are for Hash's team. So for the first centre-back for Team Hash is Scott Rennie. That name's familiar. I think he plays quite high up the leagues, to be fair. The middle centre-back and the second centre-back for Team Hash is Toshi88. I recognise that name. I think those two are quite solid centre-backs, to be fair. Quite decent. And his third centre-back for Team Hash is About DXN. So that is the 3 centre-backs. Just to let you know, if you are in the stream wondering what time the matches begin, so the group stage will start at 8, but after we've done all the player drafts, we go straight into to see which groups you are in. So for example, 4 groups of 4, top 2 qualify into the knockout stages. Starts at 8 PM and onwards for the knockout stages. The further you get, the later you'll play, obviously, but the final shouldn't be no later than 10:30 UK time. So let's go on to Hash's team page so far, and let's take a look and put the 3 centre-backs he's just got. So for the first centre-back, he's got Scott Rennie. Let's see who he plays for. Plays for Momentum, who's the manager for... He's not the manager, that's Scott Whitehouse. I think same name, obviously, but... So Scott Rennie for centre-back for Team Hash. Let's take a look at the second centre-back, which is Toshi. Now, he might be a free agent in VPG, but he is quite a good player. Let's take a look, though. He might have put a player down, but we'll see now. Okay, Toshi plays for Tranmere Rovers in the Premier as well. And for the third centre-back, we have About DXN. So let's put him into the roster. About DXN. He plays for... Not really sure what that logo is. But if any of you know, you've probably seen that around. But yeah. So that is the team sheet for Team Hash currently. Now, there's only a couple captains left in this one now for obviously all the centre-backs. Once we get through the centre-backs, there's not as much players now, to be fair, so we'll probably get through this a lot quicker. So moving across into Team Nathan, let's get into the centre-backs for his team. So for Team Nathan, we're going to choose 3 centre-backs for this one. Let's take a look. So the next 3 centre-backs will go into Team Nathan's. Ted Gundy. So this one, that's Trim. So Trim, that's Trim's team. Just make sure he doesn't do keepy ups and then you'll be good. So Nathan, that's yours. The first centre-back. The second centre-back, let's take a look to see who you're going to get. We have R. Haynes, 10. What a baller he is, to be fair. Put him middle centre-back, Nathan, and he'll be class. He's really good. Robert Haynes, he plays for Salford, fantastic player. And for the third centre-back, we have... Let's take a look. FXS Ramos. So they're the 3 centre-backs for Team Nathan. Let's go to Team Nathan's team sheet and let's add them onto his starting 11. So for the first centre-back called out, we had Ted Gundy. Hopefully doesn't mess around for you tonight, Nathan. As you can see, free agent, no logo. Middle centre-back, we have R. Haynes, 10, player for Salford City. And the right centre-back, we have FXS Ramos. I've heard of that name. Let's take a look to see if he is a free agent or if he plays for a team. Let's take a look. FXS Ramos. Looks like it's a free agent as well. So yeah, that's the team for Team Nathan. We've got the Chrome Father for Menton, Ted Gundy, R. Haynes, and FXS Ramos. Okay, let's move across onto Team Brandon. So for Team Brandon, let's get the 3 centre-backs for your team. So the next 3 centre-backs we choose from this virtual ball will go straight into Team Brandon. Guys, if you are in the comment section or the live chat, let me know what teams you play for. Because if your name does come up, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to remember the logo. I know quite a lot of logos, to be fair, but the ones that I've just added for today and found it on your profiles, don't really recognise that. Now, to be fair, Trim is a very good player, but if he's got that head on him where he wants to mess about, you don't want that. Do you know what I mean? I was gonna say something else, but yeah, I mean, he's a good player. To be fair, Trim's good. He's a good guy. I mean, if you're playing serious, he will do the job perfectly. So you've got nothing to worry about, to be fair. Okay, so that's the first centre-back for Team Brandon is King Versa. Moving across into the second centre-back, let's take a look. Second centre-back for Team Brandon is Royal SD. And the third centre-back is... Third centre-back is CBM Season. So let's put these 3 centre-backs onto Team Brandon's team sheet. So at the minute he's got himself in goal, and let's add these centre-backs on for him. So the first one was King Versa. That name's familiar. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. King Versa plays for Momentum. Now they just won a championship, so they'll be playing Premier Football next season. Fantastic team, so he will definitely do a good job for Brandon in centre-back. The middle centre-back, let's take a look to see who it will be. It's Royal SD. So Royal SD, let's take a look to see what team he plays for. Name's familiar as well. He's a free agent. And for the right centre-back, free agent doesn't mean they're bad, obviously. It's the end of the season, so obviously players either delete the contracts and look for something else, or the team's disbanded. It's those reasons, to be fair. And for the last one, we've got CBM Season. And let's take a look to see if he's a free agent or if he's signed onto the VPG. He's also a free agent. So that's the 3 centre-backs for Team Brandon. We've got King Versa for Momentum, Royal SD and CBM Season. Okay, so for the next one, we've got Team Coppers. Team Coppers. So for the next 3 players we get out of the virtual ball, those 3 centre-backs will go onto Coppers' team sheet. So let's choose them now. It's Lima. Quality player, quality guy, and he does YouTube as well. If you check his YouTube out, just YouTube his name there, Lima. He's a good guy, and his videos are great. if you want to check him out. So that's the first centre back for Team Coppers. Let's take a look at another centre back now. So for the second centre back for Team Coppers, we have KH Warriors. And for the last centre back for Team Coppers is no comment, Daniel. Shoney. Now I think it's the Shoney that plays for Underdogs, sorry. We'll take a look, I could be wrong. So for the three centre backs, let's put them onto Team Copper's team sheet. So for the first centre back, we have Lima. Let's see if he's signed onto the VPG and to which team. So Lima's actually a free agent at the minute, but doesn't mean anything. He's still a fantastic player. Middle centre back is KH Warriors. Now I think he's a manager of a team. Let's just take a look to see which one. KH Warriors. He plays. Okay, he's not. I was wrong. And the third centre back is Shoney. Now I thought it was Underdogs. Let's take a look to see if I was right. Been wrong for the other two centre backs just then. Okay, I was right for this one. Shoney does play for Underdogs. So that's Copper's three centre backs for his starting 11. Okay, guys, only 3 captains left, so that just means there is 9 centre backs left. Now let's take a look and move across into the next captain, which is Team Scottish. So Team Scottish, what he's got at the minute, he's got himself as striker, and he's got GK Merck, who's a player for Fleetwood Town. And now let's take a look to see what 3 centre backs he's going to pull out of the draw right now. So we're going to go over to that screen. So the next 3 centre backs will go into Team Scottish. Gordon and Bogdan, cheers for the 199. You don't have to, bro. But yeah, cheers anyway. Irish Andy 97. So we've got an Irishman and a Scottishman together. Quality. I think they know each other, to be fair. Irish Andy 97 as the first centre back into Team Scottish. Let's move across into the next one. Second centre back for Team Scottish is Guy Ganja. I think he plays for Season. I'm sure he's a season player, or he was a season player, who are probably the champions of the Esports Premier. So that's a good pick for Team Scottish. And for the last centre-back of the night we have, or not the night, for Team Scottish. Let's take a look. We have Brady Agius. Now he just came in 10 minutes just before the stream started because we had to pull out. We had a player for Stuttgarter Kickers. We had Honk, and he couldn't make it. So obviously we put Brady in, who's a fantastic centre back as well. So he'll be, well, Hashpa, he put that on his form. I'll show you. I screenshot the form. He actually put Season, I think. I'm certain. I'll check his logo in a minute. But if it says Season, I swear to God. I swear to God he put Season on the form. I'll check in a minute though. But yeah, for the 3 centre-backs for Scottish, Irish Andy, Guy Ganja and Brady. So let's move across into Scottish's team sheet. I mean, if it has Season on his name tag now, then you know he's done that. So first centre-back we have Irish Andy. Let's see what team he plays for. Obviously, I put the logos on the name tags just to give you a bit of a clue of what teams, where the players are from, etc. Aaron, are you playing in this? Yes, I'm playing in it. Obviously, we had to pull out as well, so there was a cam available. I think that was a sign. Do you know what I mean? When a cam comes available, you got to take it. So, okay, so I'll stop chatting shit. So Irish Andy, fantastic player, plays for Esports the Reds. That's a good pick for Scottish. The middle one, to hear what we're all laughing about, he's put Season. Let's take a look if I was right or if I was just seeing things. So Guy Ganja, let me find him. If it does say Season, then he's done it for a laugh. Yeah, he's put Season on his form. I knew that. So yeah, and for the third centre back for Team Scottish, we have Brady Agius. Now he is a player in Malta. I couldn't add his logos in. He has played for Valletta. He's played for other teams in Malta. He can play goalkeeper as well, but he's played centre back for me, and he is good. As long as someone's communicating with him, I'm not sure where, if it's left, right, or middle centre back he plays. Just ask him, and obviously you can choose where to go. But yeah, he's a fantastic player. So that's the 3 centre backs for Team Scottish. Now moving across to Team Habib, who's the manager for Southend United. So let's move across to that one. I didn't put season needed. Ganja's won. Should we just give Ganja all the cash prize? I think he deserves it for that. So for Team Habib, let's move across into the live section. So the next 3 centre backs called out of the virtual ball will be going to Team Habib. It's a shame to see Habib stepping down at the end of the season. He's played a lot of seasons with us. He got the opportunity to represent Southend, but I think obviously Ramadan's coming up, so he doesn't have the time. He needs a bit of a break, but hopefully he'll be back afterwards. But yeah, if you are watching this, Habib, we do appreciate it, and it's sad to see you go at the end of the season, but you're always welcome back anytime. So the next 3 centre backs, let's take a look now. Dale 99. I know this player. Habib, you'll be happy with that one. I think he's a player for Valletta or Vittoriosa. He could be the manager. I'll check shortly. He's a Maltese player, fantastic. If it is Valletta or Vittoriosa, you're happy with that one. Fantastic pick. The next centre back is let's take a look. The next centre back is Ray 13. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but it's the way a Monkey Unions pronounce that shit. And the next one, the 3rd centre back for Habib is Hassalali. Tongue twister that one. Hassalali. So that's the 3 centre backs for Team Habib. So let's put them into his team sheet. If you are watching and you do want to take part in a draft, obviously we've got all the 176 players at the minute. They all paid £3 to enter. Obviously there's a cash prize, which I'm going to go through you now. Every person paid £3. So £3 times 176 equals £528. Now the £528 doesn't just go to the manager of the team. It's split between all 11 players. So each player will be going home with £48. I know it's not a lot, but I mean, just for paying £3 and having a bit of fun with your mates, or let's say randomers you're just going to be playing with tonight, it's part of the fun. But obviously we didn't think of the idea. Obviously the KD draft, he's done it before us. If he does one next week or the week before or whenever, go join that as well, because he does it to a great standard. Some great players joining his one as well. So if you do see it, I do recommend the KD draft as well. And I think KD said there was other Spanish guys that do the draft. I'm not sure if they still do it, but there is a few people that are doing it as well. Right. Let me know in the chats, guys, if you want Trim to be banned from the comments. Okay, right, I'll stop chatting shit. Right, where am I? Team Habib. So for the centre back, his first centre back was Dale 99. So Dale 99. I did say Vittoriosa or Valletta, I could be wrong. Let's take a look. Okay, it is Saint Venera. Plays in a Maltese league. They're a good standard as well. Good player. I think he's the manager, to be fair. Middle centre back is Wahi 13. Let's take a look to see which team he plays for. If my voice is quiet, I do apologise. I don't want to put it straight up to my mouth, so you hear me breathing. Okay, Wahi. Oh, it's actually good to get him in. He's a player for Puskás Esports in our Hungarian league. I think he's actually the only Hungarian player taking part, so obviously welcome him in. And yeah, you've got a good one there, Team Habib. Fantastic player. Probably one of the best teams from Hungary as well. Puskás are a fantastic team. Champions League, Europa League football. And for the right centre back, we have, let's take a look, Hassalali. I've heard of the name. I don't think he's signed to a team in VPG. I could be wrong, but we'll find out shortly. Let's take a look. Hassalili. Okay, my bad. He does play for Saf, who is the manager of Hashpat and Gary. But Hassalili will be going into this team for Team Habib. So that's Team Habib's starting 11 at the minute. Let's move across into the last one, which is Team Bus Pass. I mean, I couldn't put his full name, Team Free Bus Pass. Trim, you don't have to keep sending money, bro. Come on. Chill out. Guy wants to buy me a Just Eat for the draft. Right, okay. Let's move across to the last 3 centre-backs for Team Bus Pass. So we'll go into the live draw area now. So these, oh, my bad. So for the next ones, we'll go into Team Bus Pass. So there should be only 3 more left in this, to be fair. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like there's only 3, as you can see in the virtual ball area. So let's go. And this one is Cam Foster Online. And the next centre-back for this one is, to be fair, Jamie, I don't even know what Trim's saying. All I can see is he's spending money. I don't get why. X Callum 8. And the third centre-back, and it looks like the last centre-back of the night. Let's take a look to see what that name is. And the last pick, Luke Shaw 23. He's a good player as well. So that's for Team Bus Pass. So I'm going to put that onto Team Bus Pass's starting 11. So let's take a look. The first centre-back was Cam Foster. He's a player 4. Let's take a look. Cam Foster plays for Real Mermaids. They're folding at the end of the season as well. They need a little break, but I'm sure they will be back. Fantastic team. Middle centre back is X Callum 8. Have to go back down to the bottom here. X Callum 8. Let's take a look to see who he plays for. Okay, he's a free agent. Doesn't mean he's been a free agent in VPG forever. It's just how it is at the minute. Right centre back is Luke Shaw 23. Let's take a look at this one. Luke Shaw 23. Name's familiar. I think. We have a random guess. I think he plays for. I think it was Red Faction before they quit. Let's take a look. Is it X Luke Shaw or just Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw, there we go. Got him. Let's see if it is Red Faction. It is as well. Okay, so that is all the centre backs from the live draw. So every single team has a centre back, has 3 centre backs in it currently. We're going to move on to the CDMs in like 30 seconds. I just need to go for a toilet and get a drink of water. So guys, give me literally 30 seconds and I'm back in a second. Thank you.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. We time, you I know
Malaysia versus Thailand doesn't get bigger than this.
Selamat datang ke Liga Super VPG Malaysia bersama
فيما برياح غاب جمال غاب وسيم
Okay guys, and we are back. Thank you for being patient. I've had my water and I've had the toilet, so we're all good to start. Let's take a look at a few of the comments. Scott's put, Aaron, make sure you pick me at only one CDM, obviously. But yeah. Actually, Scott, I don't think I can. If it all depends on obviously if I put you a CDM or not, because I can't really mess things about. Because obviously I've got things in like category ordered. So yeah, it all depends. So okay, let's move across into Team Scott. Now, Scott, obviously you only want one CDM, but on your form you did put out winger as well. So I mean, I have to choose your two CDMs now, and then afterwards maybe you might get a CDM that can play wing as well. But I have to go with what I have at the minute, so I can't just give you one CDM, and then yeah, so. Okay guys, let's go. We're going to start off with the CDMs, and then we'll go on to wingers, then cams, then strikers. So for the CDMs, same system as what we just had with the goalkeeper and centre-backs. So we'll move across to that now. So here is the live draw system. Obviously, we've just done the last pick, so there's no more for centre-backs, as you can see. So we're back out, and we'll go straight to the CDMs. As you can see, there's 30 in there. That means there's 2 captains who are CDM, and that's correct. We've got Habib, who's a CDM, and 3 Bus Pass, who is another CDM. So that's why there's only 30 to be drawn out. Okay, so let's go to the CDMs now. Okay, so let's do this. So for this one, the next 2 CDMs go into Team Scott. Do apologise, Scott. I know you only wanted one, but shit happens, bro. Okay, so let's choose the 2 centre-backs going into Scott's team. The first one is Cal Eason. Don't know how to pronounce that, but Callison maybe. And the second centre-back is Babs 944. So those 2 centre-backs, let's put them into Scott's team. So for the first one, in LCDM, we have Carlson. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. It looks like Esports Rush Hour. And for the right CDM, we have Babs 944. And he plays for... Now that logo looks familiar. I think it's a French team. I could be wrong, but it looks like a French team, to be fair. If it is, you got a good player there, to be fair, mate. I try to think of that name does look familiar. But yeah. So that's the 2 CDMs for Team Scott. Moving on across into Team Curtis. And we're going to choose out the next 2 CDMs for him. I'll try to get this done quick. Let's take a look to see how long we have been live. We have been live for... Does it say? Let's take a look. It should tell me on Streamlabs. Okay, it's not coming up now. It used to say on Streamlabs how long you've been live for, but unless I'm just being blind. 3:30, about an hour, I think. An hour, something like that. Yes, there is a waiting list. I think we've got a waiting list of around 5 or 6, something like that, or possibly more. But if you do want to get into the waiting list, do message me after this stream, or message me now and I'll check later, and then we can add you on it. Because if players don't turn up, we do need people still turning up. So hour and 24 minutes, cheers. I'll try to get it done in the next 40 minutes. Obviously, 2-hour stream. That's pretty decent, to be fair. Okay, so let's move across into Team Curtis. So Curtis isn't a CDM, so we're going to pick 2 for him out of this one. So next 2 players that get pulled out of here go into Team Curtis's team. So for the first one, we have Hazza Hales. Fantastic player. I think he's the co-manager for QPR Esports. And for the second CDM, we have Jay Dalton. Those 2 are very familiar names in the community. So let's add them onto Team Curtis's team sheet. So for the first CDM, we have Hazza Hales. Found him. And for the next one, we have Jay Dalton, which is Jamie Dalton. Let's see, I think he plays for, I can't remember now. We'll find out now what team he plays for. Ah, okay, he plays for Bear House FC. So that's Team Curtis's team. We're getting closer there. Team Gaza. Let's go to the live draw to see which 2 CDMs will go to Team Gaza. So we're going to pick them out now. Well, to be fair, guys, obviously people chose obviously 3 positions, so we did try get what we can. I think he can play centre back. I think he put centre back, CDM, and possibly winger or cam. I can't really remember. But yeah. Okay, so for this one in CDM for Team Gaza, we've got You're So Bad Fam, which is Jamie Orr. To be fair, he's not that bad in CDM. He's pretty good in CDM, to be fair. Just don't put him out on a wing. But yeah, keep him in the middle for Jamie Orr. You're So Bad Fam. For the second CDM for Gaza's team, we have Gary Lad 12. I'm not sure if that is Saf's manager. I'll take a look. Probably a different Gary, but we'll take a look now. So we'll put these 2 players onto Gaza's team sheet. So for the LCDM, we have You're So Bad Fam. And for the right CDM, we have Gary Lad. Gary Lad 12. Let's see who he plays for. Okay, he's a free agent. So the first DM is You're So Bad Fam. He's a player for Lincoln City Esports, and the second one is Gary Lad 12, who is a free agent. Any trades? To be fair, I haven't even said anything about trades. I don't think so. I don't know. We'll talk about it afterwards. But the main aspect of this is to play with people who you're not used to playing with, and it just makes it fair all around, to be fair. Okay, so for the next team, we have Team Jake. So the next 2 CDMs are going straight into his team. So let's choose that now. So this one is Tinker Taylor 04. So that's for Team Jake. And the second CDM for Team Jake is Mr. Acquiesce, if that's how you pronounce it. If not, I do apologise. Name's familiar. Acquiesce. Okay, so let's put these 2 CDMs onto Team Jake. Actually, what I'm probably going to try get it done a little bit quicker. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go through it all. So we've got Team Jake, Team Nelly. So I'll get the draw a bit quicker. So we've got Team Davide. 1 second, lads. Then I can just put it on straight afterwards. Probably makes a little bit more sense. Then we've got Team Joseph. Then we've got Team Mike. I'm just going to do the stream for all of them quickly. RVP. And then we've got Hash. 1, 2, 3. We've got Hash. And then we've got Nathan. And then we've got Brandon. Then we've got Coppers. And then we've got Scottish. Sorry guys, I'm just writing stuff down. Then we've got Habib. And then the last one is Bus Pass. So what I'm going to do, guys, I've got everyone's captain's names written down. And we're literally just going to go through all of them right now. So for the next one is Nelly. So the next two players are coming into Nelly's team, and then I'll put them onto each team sheet once all the draws done. Probably makes a bit more sense and a little bit faster for you guys. So we've got Danny Ward 05 into team Nelly. Danny Ward 05, and the second CDM going into team Nelly is Josh Clark. That's the two CDMs for team Nelly. Now let's move across into team Davide. So the next two centre backs will go into team Davide's team. So this one's Holding, but I think his username is with an I. So HXIDING. And the other CDM into team Davide is. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm just doing this whole CDM system, writing it down, and I'll put them onto your team sheets. So dear eGamer00. Let me see what CDMs are actually captains, so I can make sure Habib and a free bus pass. So we don't want to do Habib and we don't want to do free bus pass because those two are CDMs. Let me check if there's any others. CDM, just them two. Okay, cool. So we'll just have one for Habib and one for bus pass. Cool. Okay, so for Joseph, the next two CDMs will be in team Joseph. Let's take a look at them now. We have V Yeti for team Joseph. V Yeti. And the second CDM for Joseph is Glancy Dash. Fantastic player, him. Now moving on to team Mike. The next two CDMs will go into team Mike. So we have James Lacey 10. And the next CDM for team Mike is. I think people, if this tournament starts at 8, I think people probably jump on around 7:30, 7. It's up to the captain, man. We'll do our best to put everyone into team chats, and then yeah. Amar 47X. So that's the two CDMs for team Mike. The next two CDMs go into RVP. So let's pick these out. Esports J10. And the next CDM goes into team RVP. So I'm just doing this system now quickly, and then I'll add it onto the team sheets, which might be a little bit quick. We'll see how quick it goes. Makai 987. 987. Okay, so for the next team is team Hash. So the next two CDMs go into Hashpaz team. Let's take a look to see who we will get. Diary 11. Now he is the captain for Kurd United, I think it is. Pretty good player. And the next CDM going into Hash's team is Larkin. Don't know how to pronounce that. Wantk. Larkin QONC. That is for team Hash. The next one goes into team Nathan. So the next two CDMs go into team Nathan. Rides Waves goes into team Nathan. And the next CDM going into team Nathan is Dumbo 23X. Now, if you don't know that PSN. That's actually, excuse me, that's actually Chick. He's a good winger as well. CDM winger, Dumbo 23X, known as Chick. Moving across into Team Brandon. So the next two CDMs go into that. Is Moshi Bitten for Team Brandon. And the next CDM into Team Brandon is, and then I'll put them into your team sheets and we'll see how the teams are looking once all the CDMs have been done. Zbu Mafu. That's for Team Brandon. Now moving across into Team Coppers, the next two go into his team. Now let's take a look to see where they're going. We've got Alan King into Team Coppers, and let's take a look at another CDM going straight into Team Coppers is, yeah, Ryan is a solid centre back, to be fair, manager for Plymouth. If you've got him, you should be happy. Esports Party. And moving across to Team Scottish, two CDMs for Team Scottish are Demean 24 and the last CDM for Team Scottish is, there's 3 CDMs left and one needs to go into Habib's team, one needs to go into Free Bus Pass. Mo Chowdhury into Team Scottish. Mo Chowdhury is the manager of QPR Esports and England. So that's a good pick for Team Scottish. Moving across into Team Habib. Team Habib, as he's a CDM himself, he will only get one CDM pick. Now let's take a look to see who that other CDM playing alongside him will be. Alex98. Habib, you'll be happy with that one. He's quality on the ball. Plays for Salford, plays for my team. You'll be happy with that, definitely. So Alex98 goes into Habib's team. And for the last one is Team Bus Pass. Let's take a look to see who this last CDM is. Ben Ray 13. Okay, guys, so I'm going to put all these into your squad positions now. Always last pick. Okay, so let's go over to the teams pages. So I think we've done Scott already. We've done Team Curtis, Gaza, Team Jake. So let's have a look at Jake's and let's put the CDMs into place. For Team Jake, we have Tinker Taylor. So let's add him in here now. Hopefully, if it's not quick, I'll do it the same way. I'll try to get this done as quick as possible. Tinker Taylor, fantastic player as well. I think he's actually, that logo is familiar. I'm not sure. We did have someone playing from America. I'm not sure if it's Tinker Taylor or it could be someone else, but that's a logo. It's not a logo for VPG Europe. It could be, I think it might be the Scottish League, maybe Scottish or American League. So yeah, Tinker Taylor into Team Jake, and the other one is Mr. Aq. Don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll add that one in now. So for CDM for Team Jake is Mr. AQS, something like that. And let's see who he plays for. That's a crazy logo. I think that's a French logo. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the two CDMs, and that's Team Jake's team currently. Okay, let's move across onto Team Nelly. So Nelly's players in CDM, he got, it was Danny Ward 05. Danny Ward 05. Let's take a look at who he plays for. He plays for Wigan Esports. And in the right CDM, he got Josh Clark. Let's see who he plays for. Josh Clark. So Josh Clark plays for Fleetwood Town Esports. I'll be pretty happy with that, to be fair. Two solid CDMs. Danny Ward 05 for Wigan and Josh Clark for Fleetwood Town. My bad. To be fair, any logo that I don't recognise is either French, German or American, so bear with me, yeah? Do apologise. Mad. Right, okay, so that's Team Nelly's CDMs. Moving across to Team Davide. is in left CDM we have Holding. Let's add him in there now. I think it's ATB, I could be wrong, but we'll take a look. If my memory is good, it's ATB or something like that. Yep, I was right, Holding for ATB. And right CDM we have the E-Gamer. So the E-Gamer, who plays for FC Rapid for Romania. Nathan, come on, bro. Like, there's thousands of teams. I know quite a lot of logos, to be fair, but yeah, sometimes I get mixed up. Okay, so that's Team Davide's done. Let's move it across into Team Joseph. Let's add his CDMs that we literally just chose out before. This one was VZT. So let's add him. VZT. Let's take a look. I think he's a free agent, but we'll take a look. Okay, he's not a free agent. I'm not sure what logo that is. It's probably what I said earlier. It's probably an American league. But yeah, VZT for Team Joseph. For the right CDM, we have Glancy Dash. So Glancy's a very good player, and he's currently a player for Be Amazed in the Esports Premier. And moving across to Team Mike, for these CDMs for Team Mike, we have James Lacey as the first one. Let's just find him now. James Lacey 10, and he's a player for, don't know. And right CDM, Amar 47. Let's see if I remember the logo for Amar. Okay, FK Austria VN. So that's not bad. Not bad one at all for Team Mike. We got James Lacey. I don't recognise that logo. And Amar 47X for FK Austria for Team Mike. Let's move across to Team RVP. So Team RVP in CDM, you have Esports J10. Let's see who he plays for. He plays for Charlton Athletic Esports. And for the right CDM, Charlton Athletic are quite on form at the minute. They've done quite well. I think it was their first season in Europe, and yeah, I think they won the league, to be fair. I'll have to have a look, but yeah, they're a very good team this season. And Makai 98-7 for the second CDM. He's a free agent, of course, for Team RVP. Okay, and moving across to Team Hash. So for Hashpa, his first CDM we chose on stream was Diary 11. So Diary 11 plays for Kurd United. He's the manager. And for the right CDM for Team Hash is Larkin. No, Larkin plays in the Maltese League. Don't recognise that logo. But yeah, Larkin plays in the Maltese League. If you want a little bit of info, Hash. Ross not happy. Okay, I'm moving across to Team Nathan. Two CDMs for Team Nathan were Rides Waves. So let's add him in now. Let's see if he's a player in VPG. Yeah, so Rides Waves plays for Esports the Reds. That's a good one there for Team Nathan. And for our CDM, we have, let's take a look. For Team Nathan is Dumbo23, which is Chick. And he's a player for SAF. So that's Team Nathan done. Moving across to Team Brandon. So Team Brandon, you can see his team on the screen now. And the CDMs we chose on the virtual system for Brandon was Moshi Bitten. Not really seen Moshi play centre back. It's probably his second choice. I think he's played on the wing. Let's see what team he plays for. Okay, he plays for, I think that's an Israeli team, to be fair. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, he plays in the Israeli league. for Moshi Bitten. And for RCDM, we have Z Boom Afu. So let's try find him. Z Boom Afu, who plays for, well, he plays for no one as he is a free agent. Holding's already been chosen. I recognise his name before. Holding plays for, we'll go through the teams in a minute. Holding definitely was chosen. Okay, and moving across to Team Coppers. So the 2 CDMs for Team Coppers. The first one was Alan King. So CDM. If you just joined us, obviously we just did the virtual system for the CDM. So Alan King for Vittoriosa, a very good team in Malta for Team Coppers. Right CDM is Esports Party. Esports Party. Let's see if he plays for a team in the VPG, and he does. He plays for Bateman Esports. Okay, so that is Team Coppers. Moving across to Team Scottish, and the 2 players he got in CDM. The first one is Demeen. So let's add Demeen into his team. Demeen 24. Is he a free agent? Okay, he plays for Esport Maribor. Fantastic side. And right CDM is Mo Chowdhury. So I'll be happy with that, to be fair. CDM, he's the manager for QPR Esports. So that's quite a good CDM partnership there. Recognise both of them, Demeen 24 and Mo Chowdhury. We've got Irish Andy for Esports. The guy Ganja, who lied, he didn't actually play for season. He's probably just talking. Brady Aegis and goalkeeper Merck. That's quite a good team, to be fair, at the minute. Moving across to Team Habib. Obviously, he's a CDM himself, but the person that got added into his team was right CDM was Alex. Fantastic player. Plays for Salford Esports. He's very comfy on the ball, so I'll be happy with that one. Habib, let's take a look at your team so far. You got Hassaleli for Saf, Rahe for Puskas, Dale for St Venera, Habib for Southampton, and Alex for Salford. That's a decent one. And the last captain, we have Team Bus Pass. He's a CDM himself, and he got Ben Ray 13 as the right CDM. So let's add him into the starting 11 for this one. Okay guys, and so we are up to date right now. If you do want to get involved in the draft, obviously we've got 176 players signed up right now. If someone, obviously it's going to be one of them where a few players might not turn up, or maybe even more. We don't know, it's our first draft, so we never know how many will not appear later on tonight. If they don't show, the managers will let us know, and we'll add people who are in the waiting list. So if you do want to get involved, you can message me and I'll add you to the waiting list. And once we know that there's someone folded, we'll get you in and we'll tell you what team we're going in. Obviously, we can't do a live draw for the people on the waiting list. We just have to ask for your permissions, and we'll just have to slot you into teams from the ones that haven't turned up. Okay, guys, as you've been waiting for quite a while now, it's gone on for quite a while. I thought, to be fair, it would be a lot quicker, the stream. But obviously, a lot of work has gone into it, the live draw system and everything. But yeah. Let's move across into the wingers. So we're moving into the wingers now. So we're going to do this team by team. So we go straight to Team Scott. So we'll go back into the live area now. I'm just going to change the system where it's going to be wingers. Okay, so for the wingers, guys, we do have a few managers who are wingers themselves. So I'm going to let you know which wingers they are. So for wingers, we have quite a lot of managers who are wingers. So they'll only get one choice, one pick out of the draw for this position. Bus Pass in Academy. Bus Pass is his VPG username, mate. Okay, so for the wingers, we've got Scott, so he'll only get one pick. Nelly Machiavelli's a winger, so he'll get one pick. Joseph, so yeah, that's just the 3 wingers we've got. So in this winger system right now, we have 29. So there's 29 that are going to get picked out of this draw now. So we're going to first start with Team Scott. So whoever gets picked out of this system is going to go straight into Scott's team. I'm not going to do like we just did then. We're going to literally just put them straight into their teams. But yeah. Okay, so the next one that gets picked out of this one goes into Team Scott. So let's choose this one now. So we've got your boy Torano. He's going straight into the winger section for Team Scott. So here we're going right mid. Obviously, the captain can change a few things if he wants. If he wants to change a few players around and the players are happy with it, that's fine. If the players aren't happy with it, they have to stick to the positions. And this one is your boy Torano 1. I think he's just come back out of retirement. I think he retired from pro clubs. He's come back in. He's a pretty good player, so Scott, I'd be happy with that one. So he is your right mid. Okay, now moving across into the next team, we have Curtis. He isn't a winger, so obviously we're going to have 2 winger picks for Team Curtis. We're going to do them both right now. So for Team Curtis, let's go over to the live area. Next 2 picks go into Team Curtis's team. So the first one is the first winger is Luke Herb. And the second winger for Team Curtis is Mateo Sidusiewski. He plays for me, but I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I know he's Polish, good player. So that's the 2 wingers for Team Curtis. I don't think it's frozen royal. Maybe give it a refresh. Maybe it was just on the screen for too long. But yeah, take a look. Maybe refresh it. Shouldn't have frozen. Let's go to Team Curtis. So the 2 wingers that got drawn out just then. So the left mid, we have Luke Herb. Let's see who he plays for. Luke Herb plays for Formula. You know that logo, Formula Esports. And the right mid is Mateo, who plays for me, Salford. So that is your 2 wingers for Team Curtis. Not bad, to be fair. Should be happy with that one. Yeah, I am playing. There was a 1 slot free in cam, so whoever gets me, you're lucky. As soon as I get it, I'm shooting from anywhere. That's how it is. You need someone like that. Okay, moving across into Team Gaza. So Gaza is not a winger, so he'll be getting 2 slots for his team out of the winger section. So let's take a look and go over to the live area for Team Gaza. The next 2 slots, we're going straight into his team. Let's take a look. We have Just Jazzy Jeff. So that's the first CDM for Team Gaza. Let's choose another CDM. We have X Ryan Turnbull. Okay, let's go over to the team page for Team Gaza, and let's add these wingers onto his page. We're kind of getting close now, guys. Not long left. So for the left mid, we have Just Jazzy Jeff. Let's see who he plays for. Okay, I don't know that logo. And for the right mid, we have X Ryan Turnbull. I think X Ryan, he is a player or manager for St. Anthony's Esports. Yes, I was right. So that's your 2 wingers for Team Gaza. Let's move across into Team Jake. So we're going to be choosing 2 wingers for his team right now. Next 2 wingers, we're going into Team Jake. I don't think I can show the wheel, but I do click it and it takes like 2 to 3 seconds for it to actually open up a name. So H Pope for Jake in for Team Jake in a winger, and the next one I'll click it straight away. I'll try to get it done quicker. Is John My Prakab. Probably pronounced that completely wrong. Prakab. Okay, so I'm going to add them onto Jake's team. So for left mid, we had H Pope, who's a player for Fleetwood Town, And for right mid, it's Johnny. And he is a free agent. Johnny Milloy. Perfect. He's in the stream right now. Perfect. Okay, so that's Team Jake done. As you can see on the screen, moving across into Team Nelly. He is a winger himself, so we're only going to choose one winger for Team Nelly. So we're going to go over to that one now, and he's only got one choice. So let's take a look to see who his other winger is going to be. And that is Strinks. From what I can remember, I think he's a player for Estudiantes in France. We'll check that shortly. Let's add him to Team Nelly's starting 11. So he'll be right mid. And he is a winger. ST. Okay, he's not. My bad, he's not French. He is Oro Esports. I think that's not French. I think it could be Moroccan. If I'm wrong, I do apologise, but I think that is a Moroccan team. Strinks as the right mid for Team Nelly. Okay, I'm moving across to Team Davide. We have to choose two wingers for him. So we're going to choose that now. So we're going over to the live area. Next two CDMs, we're going into Team Davide. I'm literally trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Danny Connolly. And the next one is J Kenny 0609. So those two CDMs into Team Davide. Let's go into Team Davide's team and add them onto his starting 11. So the first one was Danny Connolly. He's a... Oh, should I put CDM? My bad. Yeah, Danny's a free agent at the minute. So he'll be going left mid or right mid. And the second one is Jay Kenny. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. And it's Motion. If you heard of them, they play in the Premier North, Premier South. Oro Esports. I think they've just mistaken me. Strings, it's me, manager of Oro Esports, Portuguese. Okay, my bad. Yeah, Portuguese team. See, my predictions are so bad. Scott, delete it, Scott. Okay, moving across to Team Joseph. As Joseph is a winger himself, we're only going to choose one winger for him, so we're going to go into that now. And let's choose that winger for Team Joseph. And the winger for Team Joseph is Slater. Let's add him to Joseph's team. So in right mid, we have Slater. Slater 90. And he plays for Equalizers. Okay, and now moving across into Team Mike. So we're going to choose two wingers for Mike here. So let's take a look at the two wingers he'll get for his starting 11 for tonight. If you are new and you just come in, this is a 176 player draft. All of them go into a team of 11, 16 teams. Group stage starts at 8, 8:30 and 9. And knockout stages after that, going on to the final to hit around 10:30. So the first winger for Mike is Lee A. James. Now Lee A. James, he is the manager for Leyton Orient. And let's choose another winger for Team Mike. And that is JRN77 for Team Mike. So let's add that onto Team Mike's page. So for Team Mike, we had Lee A. James. So he is the manager for Leighton Orient. And in right mid, we had JRN. Now let's see what team he plays for. JRN-77. And he plays for Fleetwood Town Esports. Perfect. Okay, after I've done the wingers, guys, what I'm going to do team by team. So I'm literally going to choose the cam. Actually, I can't do that because I've got to do one ball at a time, because otherwise once I go back to the virtual system and choose the position, it resets it. So yeah, I have to do one position at a time. Shit that. But yeah, I'll always work on ways to try and make it quicker. Obviously, it's been like 2 hours. It's coming up to 2 hour mark because we started it at 2:30 UK time. So it's coming up to the 2 hours mark, which do. If you have been in it for 2 hours, I do appreciate it. But yeah. Okay, so for team Mike, it was JRN, which was Fleetwood. So moving across into team RVP. So let's get the 3 players for team RVP. So let's go to the live. The next 2 players will be going into RVP's team. Afterwards, obviously all of you have been assigned roles into the draft chat on the VPG Discord, and we'll create the 16 team pages on there for communication for the manager to make it easier, just to let everyone know that they're there. Because obviously we can't leave it all down to the manager to add all 10 PSNs and get everyone online. It might be chaos. Okay, so the first winger for RVP is Kerber, and the next winger is Melga00. Now he did message me earlier and said he doesn't know if he can make it. I think he is, but do let me know, RVP, because if he isn't around, we do have people on the waiting list to take his position. So let's add these 2 teams onto team RVP. These 2 players onto team RVP. So for the left mid, we have Kerber. Kerber 18, and he is a player for Malden Esports. And in right mid, we have Melga. Let's see who he plays for. Melga00, and he is a player for Fleetwood Town Esports. Perfect. Okay, moving across into team Hash. Hash is a cam, so you won't have any picks for that. So team Hash will have 2 picks for the wingers. So let's move across and get them straight to him. So next 2 picks are for Hash. For the next one, which is cams, I'll probably do like I did before, is have all the captains written out and do all the draw instantly. It was a little bit quicker. Mr. Ronan D, I think you'll be happy with that one. He's quite a big name. Mr. Ronan D for a winger for Hash. And for the other side is let's take a look. It's a Mateus VLT 2003. I think he's a player for Valletta. If he is, he's a very good standard. VLT 2003. Let's add these to Team Hash. I think it's Valletta. We'll find out now. So let's go to Hash's starting 11. As you can see on the screen, let's add these 2 players in. For left mid, we have Mr. Ronan D. Who's a player for Visca Esports. And the right mid is Mateus. If he is Valletta, you'll be happy with him, to be fair. I think it is. It says VLT in his name. Makes sense. Okay, he's not. He plays for Luca SA. Luca SA play in the Maltese League as well. My bad, I thought it was Valletta. Okay, so Hash's team's coming along very nice. As you can see, he's only got 2 more strikers to go into his team. Moving across into team Nathan. And Nathan's a striker himself, so he's going to have 2 winger picks. So let's choose the 2 wingers for team Nathan. So let's choose them now quickly. I'm just going to click it straight away. I haven't decided about swaps yet. I mean, what I'll do is after this stream, I'll put a poll into the Discord chat for it. I mean, yeah, we'll see afterwards. we'll decide afterwards. So the first one is a Mex NL75, and the second one for Team Nathan is John Widnes 85. That name's familiar. Okay, so let's add them to Team Nathan's starting 11. In the left mid, if I'm starting to go quiet, I do apologise. I've been speaking for 2 hours, so I'm starting to turn into a robot. Team winger, we have MEX NL75. Let's see if he's signed for anyone. Okay, if he's signed for United Rising, which are a good standard team. And for right mid, let's take a look who that one is. It's John Widnes. His name is familiar. I can't think of the name. I think it's Galleys. It could be Galleys. I think it's the Galleys manager. Okay, it is, yeah. It's Galleys, manager and winger. Right mid for Team Nathan. I'll be happy with that one. Good stuff. Okay, moving across to Team Brandon. So Brandon does need two wingers as well. So let's add the 2 wingers into Team Brandon's starting 11. So let's choose them now. Whoever else has the 20 quid each. The odd season for Team Brandon. And the second winger for Team Brandon is, if you just joined us, obviously welcome to the stream, guys. 176 player draft. If anyone doesn't show up, there's a waiting list for the players that don't make it. JL Pringle 15 goes into Team Brandon. So that's the 2 wingers that go into Brandon's starting 11. Let's put them into the screenshot, as you can see on the screen. Let's add them into it now. So the left mid will be the odd season. Let's see what player or what team he plays for. Sorry, he's a player for. Okay, I don't know that logo. I do apologise. If you are in the comment section, the odd season, do let me know what team logo that is. Literally, it's too small for me to recognise. And JL Pringle, he's a familiar name. Let's take a look. JL Pringle 15, and he is a player for Locra Alta. So that is Team Brandon's starting 11 at the minute. Okay, I'm moving across to Team Coppers. So Team Coppers does need 2 wingers, sorry. So let's move across into that one. Next 2 wingers go into Team Coppers. And it's M4V371K. If that's code for a name, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Maverick, I guess? M4V37. Okay, and the second winger for Team Coppers is Man Like Tex. Let's add these 2 players into Team Coppers. Okay, so for the left mid was Maverick. I think it was how you pronounce with the M4. Let's add him in, see who he plays for. He plays for Frivolous, which is Avid's team. And right mid is a Man Like Tex. So let's see who he plays for. Just to give you guys an idea, if you are a manager, just to see what kind of players you are playing with. It is, I think it's Leighton Orient Academy, I think. Yeah, it looks like the Academy side logo. And yeah, we've got 3 captains left for the wingers. We've got Team Scottish. So let's move across to Team Scottish to see what 2 wingers he is going to have on his team. So let's move across to that now. Not many wingers left now. And this one's Jack Fitzy 15. And the second winger for Team Scottish is Lychee Boy 123. So that's the two wingers for Team Scottish. So we're going to add them onto his team sheet now. So we're going to go onto the left mid, which was Jack Fitzy. Jack Fitzy 15. Let's see what team he plays for. He plays for Underdogs. And for the right mid, we have Lychee Boy 123. Lychee Boy 123, and he plays for. He's a free agent. Okay, so that's the Team Scottish at the minute. Let's move across into the next captain, which is Team Habib. So Team Habib, let's take a look to see what two wingers you're going to have on your side. So Team Habib needs two wingers. The next two that come out of the virtual ball will go straight onto Team Habib's starting 11. You're right, M4. We have Big Papa Buffalo. That goes into Team Habib. So that's Big Papa Buffalo. And for the second winger for Team Habib is White Chocolate 55. Okay, so let's move across onto Team Habib, which is the second to last captain, and then we can move across to the next position. We can get this done quite quickly now. So for the wingers, we've got Big Papa for the left mid. So we're going to add him on now. Let's see what team he plays for as well. He plays for Tranmere Rovers Esports, and for the right mid was White Chocolate. Let's see what team he plays for in the VPG. White Chocolate 55, and he is a free agent. So that is the starting 11 for Team Habib. Moving across into the last captain for the wingers, and that is Team Buspass. So there should be two wingers left in the virtual ball system. So let's move across to that now. So the next two will go into this starting 11. So let's pick them out. The first one is S. Devlin 13, which is Shay Devlin, a player for Shrewsbury Town. And for the other side of the winger is Brown Pharmacy. I recognise that name. He is a player in the Maltese League. So let's move across and let's add them two players onto Bus Passes, starting 11. So the left mid was Shay Devlin for Shrewsbury Town. S. Devlin 13. And for the right hand side, which was Brown Pharmacy, and let's take a look what player or what team he plays for. He plays for Valletta. So what a signing that is. Fantastic player. Good team that so far. After obviously all the picks have been chosen, I'm going to see obviously who my favourites are and who I think is going to win. But at the moment I don't know yet, because obviously we've got to work out the strikers and the cams. So okay guys, that was that position done. After I've done the cams, I'll go for a break and do the strikers quickly. Okay, so let's move across into the cams. So we're going to start off. Actually, we'll start off with Scott. So Team Scott, that's his team at the minute. So we're going to go over to the cams. So I'm going to write all the captains down again. So I'm going to write all the captains down, choose the cam, and that's done. It's going to be a little bit quicker, to be fair, I think. So I'm going to write all the captains down. We've got Scott, we've got Curtis. Don't forget, there's only one cam per team. So this cam position will go kind of quickly. We've got Gaza, we've got Jake, we've got Nelly, we've got Davide, Joseph, Mike. If you're wondering how the captains were chosen, it was basically the first players that entered they wanted to be a captain. That's how we've done it. When we do drafts in the future as well, obviously it's not going to be all perfect with the position wise. Obviously if you chose 3 positions, and once we get to the last bit of the picks, and let's say if anyone's playing out of position, whoever picks last, then obviously you'll be the ones playing out of position. Whoever enters it first gets the guaranteed positions. Okay, so I've got all the captains written down, all 16. So I'm going to go to the live draw area now. As you can see, I'm going to switch across to the cams, which is here. There's 15 of them, so obviously I think one captain is a cam, which is Hashpa. So I'm going to cross hash out. So there's 15 players in the cams, and yeah, let's go. Okay, it's trying to give me an ad, wasn't it? Okay, so here we've got the cams. So we're going to start off with this cam's going into Team Scott, and then once I've done all of them, I'll put them into your starting 11 straight after. Is Sammy035. That's for Team Scott, which is a good player. Sammy's a fantastic player. Moving across to Team Curtis. So this cam is going into Team Curtis. Let's see who it will be. And it's ex-Sensei Danny. Now, if I can remember, that name is familiar. I think he is the manager for Death Phoenix, which is powered by, what's the name now? It's Charlie Wilkinson's new team. If you can remember, if you know Charlie Wilkinson and you know his team name, put it in the comment section, because I've literally just forgot. It will come back to me shortly. I'll just say it randomly later on, and you'll think, "Whoa, where did that come from?" Okay, so ex-Sensei Danny goes into Team Curtis. Moving across to Team Gaza. Let's see which cam he will have. That's it. Z Truth. Cheers, Ben. Is Matas, maybe with an X, yeah, Matas, MXTAS dash for Team Gaza. Moving across into Team Jake. So this one is for Team Jake, which is, bottle of him. I'm not going to say it. Okay, moving across into Team Nelly. Team Nelly in cam we have Mini7, if that's how you pronounce it, MIHNEA7. Moving across into Davide. Is Tidinho12 for Team Davide. If you don't know the player names, obviously I'm going to add them to your starting 11 shortly, then you'll see what logo appears on their name or if they're a free agent. Moving across into Team Joseph. Team Joseph is a Mangasman. Moving across into Team Mike. So this one will be into Team Mike. Is ex-Chris Eke. No, I wasn't mugging anyone off. I didn't want to say my own name on stream. Okay, moving on to Team RVP. Team RVP is Hans to Lose. And Hash, we were going to do a Hash, but he's already a cam, so he'll be the cam for his team. Moving across to Team Nathan. I won't be a free agent, bro. How can I be? You are Jan for Team Nathan, United Rising player. Moving across to Team Brandon, so this cam will be going straight into his team. Which is Supreme Jew 98. Moving across into Team Coppers. So there's 4 slots left, 4 cams. If your name hasn't been chosen, you will definitely be one of these now. So for Team Coppers, we have Jose Roger Blanco. Moving across to Team Scottish. Let's see what cam you're going to have on this one. Crazy Oliver 1989. Now Crazy Oliver, he hasn't got Discord, so what we're going to have to do is, if you remind me, Crazy Oliver, he's a friend of Paul Quinn, which is ex-Luap. He will get you in contact with Crazy Oliver. So that's for Scottish. Or Scottish, you probably all already know who it is, to be fair. If not, we'll get you in contact with Paul, and you can get you in contact with Crazy Oliver because he doesn't have Discord. Okay, now moving across into Team Habib. 2 cams left, so this one's going into Habib's team. So this one we've got Esports Maldini. Esports Maldini into Team Habib. And for the last one, the last cam of the night, going into Team Bus Pass. And it is a Massam 1996. Perfect. Okay, so let's go on to the team sheets and let's get them added onto your starting 11. So first, starting off with Team Scott. For the cam for Team Scott was Sammy035. He's a free agent. I think he's recently just been unbanned, but he is a fantastic player, to be fair. He plays, I think, in the Premier, from what I can remember. Sammy035. So that is the cam for Team Scott. Now moving across to Curtis. Curtis, your cam was ex-Sensei Danny. I know who that is. That is the Z-Truth powered by Death Phoenix. That's his team name. So let's add him onto your team sheet. Ex-Sensei Danny. And yeah, Z-Truth logo is there for Team Curtis. Moving across into Team Gaza. Your cam was a Matas with an X. So we're going to add him to your starting 11 now. So let's see what team he plays for. And it's Tranmere Rovers Esports. It's not a bad one, to be fair, mate. And moving across into Team Jake, your cam was me. So you got a baller there. So let's add myself in. If anyone was missing, once we've done the strikers, if anyone was missing, I hope not. If they were, let me know. And yeah, you can take my spot. Doesn't bother me. I don't think anyone was missing, to be fair, but if by any chance you were, just get in contact with me straight away. Okay, so for that, Team Jake, you've got me. Okay, and for Team Nelly, you have Mini7. I think it is. Let's add him onto your team. Mini7 for the cam. MIH. Mini7 plays for that's familiar, that logo. Let me try to think of it. It'll come to me. Assault Gaming, that's the one. Assault Gaming in Romania. They're playing VPG Europe as well. So Mini7 for cam for Team Nelly. Now let's moving across to Team Davide. Team Davide, your cam was Tidinho12. Tidinho12. Let's see if he's a free agent or if he's signed. Okay, he's a free agent. Moving across to Team Joseph, your cam was Mangasman. Yep, your cam was Mangasman, who plays for Oro Esports. They did correct me earlier. They play in the Portuguese league. Yeah, Mangasman for Team Joseph. And moving across to Team Mike, your cam was ex-Chris Eke. Let's see who he plays for. Ex-Chris Eke. He's a free agent, but I recognise the name. He's a good player. Moving across to Team RVP, your cam was Hans to lose. So you got Hans to lose. Let's see what team he plays for. Hans to lose plays for that name. Oh, what is that now? Hans, if you are in the comment section on YouTube, do leave a comment what team name that is. Literally, I can't remember. I do apologize. Just let us know, Hans, if you are in here. Yeah, but yeah, Team RVP, you've got Hans to lose. Moving across into Team Hash. Hash has got himself, so he'll have no cams on his team. Endangered, is it? Could be endangered. Or enraged, like you said. Cool. Okay, moving across from Hash, we've got Team Nathan. So Team Nathan's cam was URJan10, who is a player for United Rising. Just tell by his name. Yep. Oh, okay, he's got a few United Rising players in there. We've got URJan10 and he's got the winger MEXNL75. So those two played with each other throughout the season, so that would be good for them. And also they've got 2 momentum players, so that's pretty good as well. So that's quite a good team, to be fair, Nathan. Team Brandon, your cam was from what? Supreme Jew 98. Supreme Jew 98. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. He plays for Wigan Esports. Why is his dog going mad? Okay, now Team Coppers, your cam was Hussy Rossi. So let's add Hussy to yours. Hussy, or not Rossi, Rogi Blanco, apologise. And he is a player for Pythons. Pythons Esports, fantastic player. And Team Scottish, your cam was Crazy Oliver. Like I said, he's not in the Discord, so you're going to have to get in contact with him through Paul Quinn. So Paul, if you're watching, do help us get in contact with Oliver. Usually I do want everyone in the Discord channel. He's the only person who isn't. Okay, I'm moving across into Team Habib. It is Esports Maldini for the cam for this team. Esports Maldini, and he is a player for Impact Esports. I'm moving across into the last team for Team Bus Pass. Your cam was Massum 1996. So Massum 1996. Oh, I did the wrong one. Cool. So Massum is a player for, it looks like, is it MBK? No, it's not. Is it MBK, that one? I think it is. If not, I apologise. It looks like it. Okay, so guys, we are done with the cams. We've only got strikers left. So let's do the strikers and let's do the team draws and let's get everything sorted on Discord, because we are now approaching 5 PM UK time. It starts at 8 PM, so that gives us 3 hours, and obviously you guys want to have dinner and stuff like that before, so we'll try to get everything organised for you in the chats for you to chase all the players afterwards. But before we do that, Venom, that's the one. Cheers, Dan. Before we get started, let's move across to the last one, and that is the strikers. So exactly the same way, I'm going to write all the captains' names out. So obviously we've got Scott, and just get the strikers over and done with. We've got Curtis, we've got Gaza, we've got Jake, we've got Nelly, we have Davide, Joseph, do apologise for this, guys, Mike, RVP, we have Hash, we have Nathan, Brandon, Coppers, Scottish, Habib, and the last one is Bus Pass. Okay, so I'm going to do the same system so you guys know who you've got straight away. So yeah, let's move across into the strikers and we'll do them from captain to captain. So let's move across now. As you can see, all the cams were done. There's no more left in there. We do have the strikers to do, and after we've got the teams where it's all 16 teams into the group stages on who they're going to play. So before we do that, there's 25 strikers we need to pull out. So let's do that now. There's a few captains that are strikers, so let's take a look to see who they are. So the strikers that are captains are, We have Esports Gaza. We have Jake Star, Nelly, not Nelly Makale, Davide, Mike Mitchell, RVP, X Nathan, and Scottish. You are all strikers. So those guys I just mentioned, you'll only get one pick for the strikers. So let's get started. The first, let me work it out actually. So let me write a list of who's a striker. So Gaza and Jake Star. Gaza and Jake. Davide and Mike. Just write it down so he gets one pick. I don't want to mess up now. I've done well so far. Davide, Mike, RVP and Nathan. RVP, Nathan. Shit. RVP, Nathan. And the last striker is Scottish. Cool. So I've written that down so I know who we have. So for the first two strikers for Scott's team, we're going to pick them out first. So let's go now. So the first striker for Scott's team, is 1 Dino 23. So 1 Dino. The second striker for Scott's team is, and obviously if you don't know the name of these players, we'll show you shortly with the logos on their team tags in a second. So the next one is Cabo DK, Denmark international player. So that's your two strikers for Scott. Moving across for two strikers for Curtis. So Curtis, let's see what two strikers you're going to have. You have Van Dijkism, fantastic player. So Van Dijkism, he goes into Team Curtis. For the second striker, we have Tom 17X. Tom 17X. Moving across into Team Gaza. As Gaza's a striker himself, he's only going to choose one striker. So let's choose this one who's going to play alongside Gaza for his team. And that is Esport Hardy. Moving across into Team Jake. Jake is also a striker, so you'll be the person being picked out now. You will play alongside Jake. Is Mo Dukes or Dukes. Okay, I'm moving across to Nelly. Nelly Machiavelli is a winger, so he does need two strikers for his team. So for the two strikers for Nelly's team is Pecky 420. I think he is in the Maltese League. And for the second striker is Star X143. Okay, now Davide is a striker, so Davide will only get one choice out of this. So let's take a look to see who'll be playing alongside Davide. Lodge CFC. Lodge will be going into Team Davide's. Moving across into Team Joseph, you'll get two picks. So let's take a look to see which two picks you'll have for Team Joseph. We have Your Grand's Bald. Fuck it. Madness. Your Grand's Bald. And move across into the second pick for Team Joseph. Is Nia Mango Lisso. Nia Manga Lisso. Okay, now moving across to Team Mike. He's a striker himself, so he's going to get one pick. So the other striker playing alongside Mike will be X Willinho. Perfect. Okay, moving across to RVP, he's a striker himself, so whoever's playing alongside RVP will be picked out right now. Limax 11. So Limax 11 will be in RVP's team. Hash is a cam, so Hash will need 2 strikers for his team who we're going to pick out now. So Hash has got H&H Gamer. He's a player for season, but he's actually a goalkeeper. So, I mean, he's probably good in striker as well. I'm not sure, I've never seen him play outfield, but I guess he is. But hopefully Hash is happy with that one. H&H Gamer for striker for Team Hash. Moving across to the second striker is Isaac Kyle Glimmer. Now, Isaac's a fantastic player. I think he is a player for Valletta. Isaac Kyle. Perfect. So that's a good one there. Good signing. Isaac Kyle Glimmer, player for Valletta or Vittorio, so one of them most definitely. Okay, now moving across. Yeah, you got Ballon d'Or. He was Ballon d'Or winner for last season for the Esports Premier. Okay, moving across to Nathan. Nathan's a striker, so whoever we choose out of this one will be playing alongside Nathan. So let's take a look now. XGB7. So XGB7 -- you'll be playing with Nathan's team alongside him as striker. Now moving across to Brandon. Brandon isn't a striker, so we'll be needing 2 strikers for his side. So let's take a look to see which 2 strikers he's got. He's got Carey. Carey is a striker for Wigan Esports. And let's take a look to see who his strike partner will be. So Carey will be playing alongside Nath Season. Perfect. Moving across to Coppers. So Team Coppers, he needs 2 strikers. Let's take a look to see what 2 names he'll get out of this one. So he's got C. Brennan. And the second striker for Team Coppers is Head Honcho 239. Head Honcho 239. So Head Honcho is the manager for Glutuncha, and they are powered by, what's their sponsor? Unkind? Yeah, I think it's Unkind. I'll check shortly. So that is the 2 strikers for Team Coppers. Now moving across to Team Scottish. What's he said? Our teams must stay the same. I see people trying to get trades. Okay. Yeah, I won't allow trades, and I'll speak to after it, but I haven't approved anything. So if people are trying to do swaps, then yeah, we probably won't allow it. So yeah, Scottish, he is a striker himself. So whoever we choose now goes alongside Scottish up front, and that is Joe Kitchen. Now Joe Kitchen is a baller. If you've ever played with him, he's actually class. Fantastic player. So Joe Kitchen will be put into Scottish's team. I think they actually know each other as well. So that's pretty lucky. Now there is 4 balls left by the looks of it. 2 captains left, Habib and Bus Pass. So let's take a look. These 2 will be going into Team Habib. So Team Habib is IL Clutix. And the last striker for Team Habib is... Now guys, after the stream's finished, I do need to sort out the team chats, so please don't spam me. I won't be able to reply that quick, because my main priority after the stream is finished is quickly go get the team's pages up for you guys on Discord so you can contact each other, and then straight after that I need to go get something to eat as well. So I probably won't respond right away. Okay, so there's the 2 players. So there's 2 players left for striker, and this one is for Team Bus Pass. So let's take a look now. So for Team Bus Pass, we have, for the first striker, I don't know how to pronounce that, but ISYN1C. And for the last one, last pick of the day, and it's a striker into Team Bus Pass, and it is Broxy 1873. Perfect. Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add those players into your starting 11 sheets onto the stream, and then I'm going to take a picture of them, because obviously I need to make sure that I have them on my phone so I know who's who. So let's go to that now. So all the picks have been done. As you can see, all strikers, everything's been done, but we are going to need to do the 16 teams draw very shortly. So we'll do that once I've added them to your starting 11. So for Team Scott, your strikers were 1 Dino. So I'm going to add them now. So your strikers were 1 Dino 23. Let's take a look where he plays. 1 Dino play. Oh, that's Glancy. 1 second. I did that wrong. Okay, up CDM. It's good job I checked. A bit tired now. 1 Dino 23. Okay, he's a free agent. Moving across into the last one. So for Team, well, not Team Curtis, right striker for Team Scott is Cabo DK. So Cabo DK. I think on his gamer tag will be Denmark Esports. Cool. Yes, it is. So that's Team Scott's done. So Scott, that is your starting 11. You've got Halavis in goal for Salford. You've got Als 027 for ATB. You've got X Adrian for HSV Hajduk. Shinden MT for Valletta. 2 CDMs, Carlson for, looks like Rush Hour, and Babs. And you've got Scott, the manager, from Momentum left mid. Right mid, you've got your boy Tarano. In Cam, you've got Sammy, and 2 strikers, 1 Dino 23 and Cabo DK. So I'm just going to take a picture of this now. If you can take a screenshot for me, guys, or whoever's watching, if you can take a screenshot for me, that would be good as well. That'd be appreciated. And if you can send me all 16 screenshots after the stream, that'd be kind. Okay, I'm moving across to Team Curtis. Your 2 strikers are, you have Van Dijk-ism. So Van Dijk-ism, fantastic player. Let's take a look to see what team he plays for. He plays for Fleetwood Town Esports. And for the right striker is Tommy 17. So Tommy 17X, and he is a player for, I think it's a French team. It looks like it. If not, Tom, and if you are in here, let me know. That's Team Curtis. So for Team Curtis, you have Pep in goal. 3 centre backs. You've got Curtis, Dima, and VPG Declan Rice. For the 2 CDMs of Hazard Hales and Jamie Dalton. You have on wingers Luke Herb and Mateo. In cam, you've got Sensei Danny, and 2 strikers Van Dijkism and Tom. Moving across into Team Gaza. So Gaza, you are a striker yourself, but obviously for the left striker, you have Esports Hardy. So we're going to add him onto your team. So Esports Hardy, let's take a look if he's a free agent or if he's signed to someone. He is a free agent. So Gaza, that is your starting 11 for tonight's draft. So your starting 11 is Weidenbaum for United Racing in goal. 3 centre halves, you've got Bishop for Argyle, Mark, and K Lambo from Salford. 2 CDMs, Joshua Badfam for Lincoln and Gary Ladd. 2 wingers, Just Jazzy Jeff and Ryan Turnbull for St Anthony's. You've got Matas in Cam for Tranmere and Esports Hardy, and Esports Gaza for Esports Foxes. So that is Team Gaza. Okay, now moving across into Team Jake. So Team Jake, you are a striker as well. So you need that other left striker added to your starting 11. And the one that we've chosen out was a Mo Dukes. So we're going to add Mo to this one now. So Mo Dukes, let's see what player he's okay, I think that is, okay, the logo is it SK Nation? LK Nation, something like that. But yeah, Team Jake, that is your starting 11. If someone can screenshot me all of them, would be appreciated, because I'm just taking camera pictures on my phone now. Yeah, so for Team Jake, you have X McGrath in goal, Scotland for St Anthony's, Cooney for ATB, and Esports Puyol for the 3 centre backs. 2 CDMs, you've got Tinker Taylor and Mr. Acquiesce for CDM. Wingers, you got H Pope for Fleetwood and John for right mid. In cam, you have Delosa, and two strikers, Mo Dukes and Jake Starr. Okay, now moving across to Team Nelly. We have Pecky was his first one. So for the left striker was Pecky, P-E-Q-Q. Let me try to get that now. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think he's a player for Valletta. Okay, it's Vittoriosa. And for his second one was Star X. So let's take a look to see who that player was. Star X 143. And he is a player for... Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. But yeah, that's Team Nelly. So Nelly, you have Mayhem Marsbar in goal. You have three centre-backs. You've got Avitinho for Frivolous, Ben Hur for Esports the Reds, and Chris Devine from Atletico Rovers. Two CDMs, you've got Danny Ward from Wigan, Josh Clark from Fleetwood. Two wingers, Nelly Machiavelli from SAF, Strinks from Oro, Mini from Assault Gaming. Two strikers, you have Vittoriosa, and you have Starks 143. So that's Team Nelly done. For Team Davide, Team Davide is a striker himself, so obviously you only get one striker pick. And that other striker pick was Lodge CFC. So for Lodge, we're going to put you into that now. And Lodge is a player for Audax, which the manager is Ziza. So Team Davide, that is your starting 11. So we're going to read that out now. You have ESD Marshall in goal for Esports Foxes. You have Fudson from Lillestrom, Locke from ATB, and X Midgi from Vittoriosa. Two CDMs, you got Holding for ATB, and you got the E-Gamer from FC Rapid. And I'm going to be doing it, guys. So if you message me on Discord, I'm going to be starting out chats. Danny Connolly for winger left mid, and Jay Kenny for right mid motion. In camp, we've got Ty Dinho, and two strikers. We've got Davide for Real Mermaids, and Lodge for Audax. So that is Team Davide. Moving across to Team Joseph. So Team Joseph, the two strikers for yours was your Grans Bald. So we're going to add that guy to your starting 11 now. See if he's signed to a team. Your Grans Bold, he plays for Rotherham. And I think is it Nia Magia? Something like that. Let's take a look. Nia Mangalizo. Perfect. So Team Joseph, that is your starting 11 for today. As you can see on the screen, your starting 11, you have X4, a player for Elevate in goal. Mills Season in centre back with King Jenko and Disciple of Momo. Two CDMs, Yeeti and Glancy for BMAs. Two wingers, you've got Joseph, who is the manager player for Pumas. You've got Slater, player for Equalizers. Mangasman, player for Oro and Cam. And two strikers, your Grans Ball for Rotherham, and Nia Mangaliso in striker. Okay, now moving across into Team Mike. He is a striker himself, so the striker that was going on his team was X Willinho. So X Willinho, he is a player for no one, he's a free agent. So Team Mike, this is your starting 11 for tonight. I'll add you all into chats later. So here's your starting 11. You have Killian SRFC for QPR Esports in goal. Three centre halves, you've got Lee Jacko for SAF, Ulster Phil for Domination, and X Stanster for QPR. Two CDMs, you've got James Lacey and Amar 47 from FK Austria. Two wingers, you've got Lee James for Leighton Orion, JRN for Fleetwood Town, Chris Ecke in Cam, and Mike Mitchell for Malden in striker, the captain, and you've got X Willinho as another striker. So that is Team Mike. Okay, we're halfway through it now. Team RVP, you are waiting on a right striker, and the one that we got from the stream was Lim Max. So we're going to add him now. Limax 11. So Limax 11, he don't know that team logo. But yeah, so Limax, here is your starting 11. Please take a screenshot of your starting team for this one. So for this one, you have in goal GK Broski, 3 centre halves. You got Rax, Arcane for Shrewsbury, and Oliver Claret for 11 Souls. 2 CDMs, Mackay and Esports J10 from Charlton Athletic. Kerber 18 from Malden, Melga 00 for Fleetwood on the wing, Hans Toulouse in cam, and 2 strikers, RVP for equalisers and Lemax 11. So that is the team RVP. Team Hash, player for SAF as well. The 2 strikers that you got from the stream was HMH Gamer, who was originally he is a goalkeeper for season. He's the Ballon d'Or winner in goal, but I guess he wanted to play up front. And the other one was Isaac Kyle. So Isaac Kyle, I'll be adding them now. I'm sure he's a player he's definitely in the Maltese League. And I'm sure it was Vittorioso or Valletta. Okay, it's Vittorioso. Okay, so that is your team hash. Take a screenshot of that. And I'll go through your starting 11 now. You have Hadji Koloff in goal, who plays for Salford. 3 centre-backs, Scott Rennie, Toshi, and About DXN. 2 CDMs, Diari and Larkin. 2 wingers, you have Mr. Ronan D for Visca and Mateus for Luca SA. In cam, you've got Hash, and 2 strikers. You've got HMH Gamer from Season and Isaac Glimmer from Vittoriosa. So that is Team Hash done. Moving across to Team Nathan. Nathan's a striker, so he was just waiting on one for his stream. It's XGB7. So we're going to add him to the team now. XGB7. And he is the manager for Fleetwood Town. So here is your starting 11, Nathan. That looks very strong, to be fair. You have Chrome Father in goal for Momentum. Ted Gundy in centre-back, Robert Haynes, and FXS Ramos. 2 DMs, you've got Rides Waves from Esports The Reds and Dumbo23 from SAF. 2 wingers, you got MEXNL 75 from United Raisin. John Witness from Galleys. You are Jan from United Raisin in cam. And 2 strikers, you have XGB7 from Fleetwood and X Nathan from Momentum. Moving across to Team Brandon. So Brandon, you have 2 strikers in yours. And we're going to add them to you now, which is I'm Carey from Wigan Esports. He was drafted into your team, so we're going to add him now. I'm Carey. Scores a lot of goals for Wigan, so should be a good one for you, that one. And Nath Season. Nath Season with an X. Let's take a look what team he plays for. As the right striker, who he plays for Formula. So Team Brandon, that is your starting 11 for tonight, kicking off at 8 PM. Let's go through this one now. You have Brandon ATK, who's the manager was the manager of this team, but he plays for Fleetwood. We have the 3 centre-backs, King Versa for Momentum, Royal SD and CBM Season. 2 CDMs, Moshi Bitten and Zed Boomafu, sorry. Fod, Jesus. Wingers, you have the Odd Season and JL Pringle. And you have in cam Supreme Dew for Wigan, and striker Am Carey for Wigan, and Nave Season for Formula. Moving across, 4 captains left. We've got Team Coppers. The 2 strikers added on to Team Coppers' team was C. Brennan. So C. Brennan. He's a player for Notorious CF, a team in the Premier North. I think they got promoted, so they probably will be playing at Esports Premier next season. And Head Honcho, he's a fantastic player and manager for Crotuncha. I think they might know each other, to be fair. If not, they've probably definitely heard of each other. Is it Crotuncha? Maybe it's a different. I'm thinking of Huncho, innit? Yeah, wrong one. My bad. So that is Copper's team. So yeah, let's take a screenshot of this one. And 11 for Team Coppers. You've got Coppers go down. He's the goalkeeper. Lima, KH Warriors, and Shoney at centre back. 2 CDMs, you've got Alan King for Vittorioso. Esports Party for Bateman. 2 wingers, you've got Maverick for Frivolous and Manlight Tex for Leighton Orient Academy. In cam, you've got Hussy Rogi Blanco for Pythons. And 2 strikers, you've got C. Brennan for Notorious and Head Honcho. Moving across into Team Scottish. Now, Scottish is a striker himself, but he did have a striker on stream, which was Joe Kitchen, who is a fantastic player. So we're going to add Joe Kitchen to his starting 11, and that is the full team for Team Scottish. As you can see on the screen. Take a picture of this one. And the starting 11 is GK Merck from Fleetwood Town in goal. 3 centre-backs, Irish Andy for Esports The Reds, Guy Ganja and Brady Agus. 2 CDMs, we've got Demean24 from Esports Marlborough, Mo Chowdhury for the QPR. 2 wingers, you've got Jack Fitzy for Underdogs and Leachy Boy 123 in Cam, Crazy Oliver. And 2 strikers, Joe Kitchen and Scottish. I'd say that's probably one of the favourite teams to win it so far, to be fair. Especially with that strike force with Scottish and Joe Kitchen and Crazy Oliver. Moving across into Team Habib. So Team Habib isn't a striker, so he was waiting on the 2 strikers to be added. And they are IL Klotix. So we're going to add him in now. IL Klotix. I think it is it? Let me try to find it. Maybe it's a L. Klotix. Can't see, is there an X in it? Yeah, XL Klotix. I didn't add an X, my bad. XL Klotix. He's a player for Digital Sports, so that's a good one to be fair. Most definitely. And the second striker is Diovelin. I'm going to add him in now. 1 second. Let's see what team he plays for. I think it's Force Football. It could be not Force Football. Okay, so Habib, that is your starting 11 for tonight. As you can see on the screen, you have Dill SUFC in goal for Rush Hour. 3 centre halves, you've got Dale 99 from Saint Venera, Wehi 13 from Puskas, and Hasseleli from Saf. 2 CDMs, you've got Habib, who's the captain for this team from Southend United. You've got Alex 98 from Salford. 2 wingers, you've got Big Papa Buffalo from Tranmere, White Chocolate, who's a free agent in right mid. In Cam, you've got Esports Maldini for Impact, and 2 strikers, you have Klotix for Digital Sports and Diovelin for Force Football. And moving across to the last team of the night, we have Team Bus Pass. So let's add the 2 strikers who we originally called out, which was iSync. And he is a free agent. And the right striker for this team is Broxy. So let's add Broxy 1873 to this starting 11. And this is the starting 11 for Team Bus Pass. This is the 16th team. Perfect. Okay, so you've got hashtag Jordan in goal as a free agent. 3 centre halves, you've got Cam Foster online from Real Mermaids, Callum 8, who's a free agent, and Luke Shaw, who plays for Red Faction. 2 CDMs, you've got 3 Bus Pass from Tranmere, who's the manager, and Benray 13 for Fleetwood Town. 2 wingers, you've got Shay Devlin from Shrewsbury and Brown Pharmacy from Valletta. You've got Massam, a 1996, the player for Venom, and 2 strikers, iSync and a Brox at 1873 from Bateman Esports. Okay guys, so I've got all the screenshots of that. If you do have them in a better quality, do send me over them shortly. There's one more thing that we do need to announce quickly, which is the fixtures for tonight. There's still 8 of you watching on here now. I do appreciate it's been a long stream. It's been around pushing to nearly 3 hours now. So let's just do the last thing of the night, which is the draft team draw. So let's take a look to see which draws and which teams you'll have in your group for tonight. So let's move across into the live draw area. So there's 16 teams in here, and it's going to be random. We're going to do one group at a time. So we're going to do group 1 first. So let's take a look at group number 1. So move across into the live area. So all these teams coming out now will be put into group number 1. Okay. So here we go. For group number 1, the first team in group number 1 is Team Jake. The second team in group number 1 is Team RVP. The third team in group number 1 is Team Gaza. And the last team in group number 1 is Team Bus Pass. So that is your group number 1. Let's move across to group number 2. The 4 teams in this one are Team Mike. And the second team from group number 2 is Team Joseph. The third team from group number 2 is Team Scott. And the last team from group number 2 is our head honcho is El Africanos. Okay, cheers, Jamie. Is Team Coppers. Moving across to group number 3, we have. I forgot what team I'm in. We have Team Curtis. Remember, guys, if you are still watching, this is for fun at the end of the day. If you're not happy with your team, it's all for fun. It's £3 at the end of the day, and just enjoy it, whether you win, draw, or loss. That's the aim of it, is to get people together and have a laugh, to be fair. So, and the second team in group number 3 is Team Nathan. 2 more teams to go into group number 3, and that is Team Habib. And the last team for group number 3 is Team Hash. And the last one, group number 4, obviously haven't been chosen out. You obviously know who's who, but obviously I'll go through the system, through the virtual system here. We have Team Nelly for team number 1 in group number 4. Second team in group number 4, we have Brandon. The third team in group number 4, we have Team Scottish. And the last team in group number 4, and the last draw of tonight, it is Team Davide. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to get these up on the screen now. So obviously you can take a screenshot and send it to me if you can. So group number 1, team 1 is Team Jake. Group number 1, team 2 is Team RVP. Team number 3 is Team Gaza. And team number 4 is Bus Pass. So that is your group number 1. Team Jake, Team RVP, Team Gaza, and Team Bus Pass. Group number 2. Team number 1 is Mark. Is it Mark? 1 second. Mike. My bad. I was looking for a Mark then. Team Mike. Team number 2 for group number 2, we have Team Joseph. Team number 3 for group number 2, we have Team Scott. And team number 4, group number 2, we have Team Coppers. So that is your 2 groups, group 1 and group number 2. Moving across to group number 3, team 1, we have Team Curtis. Team number 2, we have Team Nathan. Team number 3, we have Team Habib. And team number 4, we have Team Hash. And group 4 and the last one, we have Team Nelly. Team number 2, we have Team Brandon. team number 3, and we have team Scottish. And team number 4, and we have team Davide. If someone can take a screenshot of this for me, that would be appreciated. I'm going to take one on my phone, but it's not going to be very good quality. Oh, not going to be very good quality. If you can, that would be really appreciated. So that is the end of the stream, guys. I'm going to take a picture of our group stage. But yeah, if you can get a proper screenshot from YouTube for me, that would be class. There we go, guys. There's your group stage for tonight, starting at 8 PM. It is now 5:30 in the UK. I'm going to get all the team chats sorted on Discord for you guys. I'm going to add the captains to the groups as well to make it, guys, easier for you guys to communicate. If the captains, once I've added you to the chat and you can start knowing who your players are, that's their PSNs, start contacting them, etc., etc. Any players who don't turn up, we'll get in contact with you and you can speak to us as well. But guys, that is it. That is the end of the ePro draft. We hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, it was like 2.5, 3 hours long, which I didn't expect it to be. I thought I'd try to get it done in at least 2 hours. But yeah, it's quite a long process, to be fair. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. That is your group stages. You know all of your teams that you are in. I'll go through them again. There's Team Buspass, Team Habib, Team Scottish, Team Coppers, Team Brandon, Team Nathan, Team Hash, Team RVP. You got Team Mike, Team Joseph, Team Davide, Team Nelly, Team Jake, Team Gaza, Team Curtis, and Team Scott. Best of luck to all the 16 teams, and best of luck to all the 176 players taking part in tonight's VPG first ever Pro Clubs draft. Thank you all for watching, guys, and best of luck tonight, and we'll see you guys next time.
So in my opinion, Malaysia versus Thailand doesn't get bigger than this.
Selamat datang ke Liga Super VPG Malaysia
فيما برياح غاب جمال غاب وسيم